Hey, what's up, everyone? We are going to get started really, really soon. Hit that like button. If we get the like button, if we get the likes up to 100 likes, this will be the first one we'll unlock. We're going to drop in a bunch of $25 swag gift cards. So, hats, mugs, shirts. We got some really good stuff. Swag.benzinga.com. So hit that like button. And then in response, someone said, hit 100 likes and you sponsor my rap career. PV Pirate says, hey, start making some really good trades and you can sponsor your own rap career. You can sponsor whatever career you want. How about that? All right. So smash that like button. We want to see this thing get up to 100. Tell your friends if they don't already know, get in here. We're going to have special guest Nic Chahine here with us talking about some options trades. We're talking a serious strategy that anyone can learn as long as you stick to it. All right. So we're going to do a little market overview. We're going to get some options education. We're going to talk about Benzinga Pro. Yeah, that's right, Johnny. 100 will be easy. 100 likes is easy. So we'll start there. If you get to 100 likes, we're dropping the $25 swag gift card codes in the chat. And then from there, we'll see. Maybe we'll set another goal and maybe go even higher. Maybe we'll do $50 swag gift cards. All right. So go ahead and start smashing that like button. And then also let us know your name and where you're watching from. We like to see what type of coverage we got. Stay tuned. We'll get started in just a little bit. Hey guys, I'm back. We are going to get started in just a few minutes here. I got Nick backstage, but I think we need to get this video's likes up. What are we at right now? 61? What are you guys doing? Let's get those likes up and we'll get Nick out here to talk about a damn good option strategy. No, don't adjust that YouTube video. Go ahead and just leave that as it is. We will get this thing started once we get those likes up, guys. So come on. Likes up to 100. We're dropping $25 gift cards in the chat, and we're bringing the man out. Couple shout outs. We got Rohit from Dubai. What's up? We've got Pennsylvania. The Wavy fam is representing. PV Pirate. Not even sure I could trust where you're coming from. But if your rep career is repping Ilini, then I'm happy for you. We got Wendell from Indiana. What's up, Wendell? Good strong name. I like the name Wendell. We got Kyle from Colorado, guys. Love it. Love the representation from all over the North American region, as well as outside from across the world. So what's up, Kyle? Stock Moon, what's up? Make sure you smash that like. We are dropping those $25 swag gift card codes in the chat once we get up to 100 likes, and we will unlock some more prizes after that. But also, we've got to get those likes up if we're going to bring out Nick, who's going to teach you how to trade options like a real professional. All right. Come on, guys. We got less than 20 likes to go. I know you can do it. Let's go. Come on, guys. Brief explanation of what this is about. We are going to be talking about how to use options trading to make an income with Benzinga Pro as your tool. We've got Jonathan Mallard here, Benzinga Pro expert. We've got Nic Chahine here, options trading veteran, long time veteran, 90+% win rate on the trades that we have shared so far with our membership. Solid options strategy for income. So smash that like for the prizes. And hey, we're not stingy with them. Get us to 100 likes, baby. You get that $25 gift card. We're going to start dropping that in the chat. We're going to start making it rain. That's t-shirts, hats, mugs, you name it. Shorts. We got basketball shorts. Benzinga basketball shorts. All right. So smash that like, and then we're going to unlock some content. So just a couple more minutes here. That's the move right there. Mr. Rudy 4. Send the link out to your friends. If you know anyone that trades that would benefit from a good strategy and wants to have a little bit of fun while they learn, send the YouTube link out. Get them in here. All right. I think we got to 100 likes, though. Yeah, we did it. We're at 111. Good job, guys. Good job. So we're at 111 likes. Watch the chat. I'm going to drop a coupon code in. All right. Just watch. I'm just going to go in there in like the next 15 seconds. I'm going to drop a coupon code for you to go to shop@benzinga.com and get free swag. The next level to unlock more coupon codes is going to be 200 likes. So don't stop. All right. We're going to get started in just a few minutes. Coupon code incoming. Watch the chat. Watch the chat. Coupon code incoming. There it is. The coupon code is in chat. Use it quick. It is limited to the first 15 people who use it. Thanks for the likes. When we get to 200 likes, we will unlock the next coupon code for more of that free goodness from swag.benzinga.com. Again, that's swag.benzinga.com. You've got the coupon code. Feel free to reshare that in chat and keep the likes coming. So now that we got up to, where are we at right now? We're at 129. I think that's good enough. I'm seeing some nods backstage. I think that's good enough to get the show started. So let's go ahead and bring on Jonathan Mallard, the resident Benzinga Pro expert, to get this presentation started. Jonathan, come on in.
Good to be here.
Hey, you were muted there for a second. How you doing, baby?
I'm doing great. I'm a little new with StreamYard, so I still have this awesome music in the background here.
Oh, that's all good. All good. Just pause the music on your computer, and that will pause it. So exit out of whatever tab you have open.
There we go. Whatever that is. All right, we're good to go here. Man, I am pumped. I guess Neal is in the background there, but we have a very special guest for everybody here tonight. I'm excited to learn about how to make money with options. And are we good to go, Neal? Can we bring him on?
Yeah, I think it's time. Let's bring Nic on.
Nic, let's
What's
see
up?
here.
Let's see here. Hold on. Wait a minute. Camera coming on. What? Boom.
Oh,
Where? What? Fail.
Look at that beautiful face.
Oh my God. Yeah. What? I'm sorry. I don't know.
Nic, I know that application you're trying to use, and it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Why don't you just not worry about the camera for today? So let's go ahead and just turn off the camera portion. Audio is just fine. So we're going to look at Jonathan Mallard's beautiful face. And then Mallard, you know how to pull up a screen so you can share Benzinga Pro, right?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Let's get Benzinga Pro up here, and we'll be good to go.
We're getting people making fun of the coupon code because it's chat swag. Come on, we like to name things, so you know.
What? It rhymes. It's great. Who's complaining? Kick him out. No, just kidding.
Yeah. This is your first warning. All right, guys. So Jonathan, what are we looking at?
All right. So yeah, we're just opening up Benzinga Pro here. For anyone who doesn't have access, you can actually get access right now at pro.benzinga.com. So feel free to follow along today as we're learning from Nic. So you can see there's all sorts of different tools in here. And again, that's pro.benzinga.com where you can get that access. Hey, what's up, Richard? I see you in the chat there.
And then why don't we do this? So I know that Nic's we really want to focus on the educational content.
Right.
We are getting a couple people asking about the sale that's going on, but we're not going to talk about that now. We'll get to that if we have time later. Right now, we really want to focus on the educational content. And Nic is a Benzinga Pro user. He has a Benzinga Pro chat, and he is an expert technical analyst. So Nic, I was wondering if you could share your screen. Sure. Actually, and start giving us a little bit of the old what for on how your options trading works.
Yep, definitely. Allow screen. We got to pick the right one though. There we go. That's a good one right there. Allow. Am I up?
You're up.
There
Okay.
we go.
All right. I usually get a little. Okay, this is not Zoom. All right. Okay, I'm looking for that little bar that shows up in the middle. Like, where is that little bar? All right. So today, you guys saved me because I share trades through Benzinga about options on how to find some decent setups that have high probability of success. So I'm not about trying to get a home run in every trade. So I need help looking for stuff. And this is always open on my desktop in the background. One of the tabs is always one of them. I mean, I have a whole bunch of them open at all times, but the Benzinga Pro is always one. And today I used this part of it to find what's falling. And then I put filters, and you, Jonathan, can explain about the filters later or better than I can, but they're fairly simple. There are some bottled ones right there. And I just wanted to see who was falling the most in percentage terms. And then I go down the list and see the tickers I recognize and I like to trade. And then I go do the homework. So first find it. and then use the resources in different tabs to get details about them, see if there's news flow about them. If there's no news on a falling day, then I start to get more interested. So one of them popped up is Wish, and I'm actually, when I was in the green room waiting, I was writing an article about Wish. So that's how I do my homework, and I translate it into a trade. So first identify whatever I'm trading, then see if there's a reason to get long it or not. And in this case, okay, it's fallen 5-6%. It's a clean energy. It's in the right space, e-tailing and all of this. So I'm interested. So that starts the conversation. And then I look at if it has any events or anything like that and see if I can implement a trade using options. So step one was done with the help of the Benzinga Pro tool. Otherwise, I would have had to go and scour whatever other resources. This way, I'm all in one place, self-enclosed. And by the way, I could have charted. Notice this chart kind of looks like the charting in here. Where is it? So any chart in here, I believe, am I right about this, is powered by the same engine that powers TradingView here?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You can basically open TradingView in Pro.
There you go.
Yeah, the details widget.
So one-stop shop, and you're ready to go. I know the other day I sat in on one of your presentations and somebody was showing their setup, and it was fantastic. I was like, I wish I had time, because I would pick that and make it part of my weekly trading, or at least once a month follow what this person was doing. I forgot his name. But anyway, so if you want to expand the resources, it's there. You can get as complicated as you want or as basic as you want, and it's right there. I don't have time to learn on new tools, but this is one of them that I picked up on the fly and I ran with it. So the Wish turns into a trade, and the trade I can explain to you later whenever the right time is, based on the moderators here, as to delve into the option side, so we can put.
I think let's do it. I want to understand this Wish trade, Nick.
Okay, so this is first of all, I look at the fundamentals to get a better grasp as to what the company is. So this is a quick look at the revenue lines, those bars, the blue lines. Let's pull them up in here. So the bars, the revenue lines are headed in the right direction. 2020 was kind of an off year, weird off by odd. So you can't really use all the metrics the way you would, because they've been mucked up. So the total revenue is going in the right way, from 1 billion to 2.5 in 4 years. If I look at the net income, okay, so it's not going the right way, but I'll give them a pass for now if they're growing fast, and they are. And then, so there's no value. The value of it is in the promise of future better performance financially, metrics. So for now, I have to trust that they're headed in the right direction, and they are. And then, so the second question would be technical. So if the fundamentals are fine and there's no headline specific to changing the game, like headlines about lockups and all of that, they don't change their earnings power. They change the stock price temporarily, because sentiment changes from this to that, but they don't change what the company can do operationally. So I would then decide, okay, this dip is worth pursuing. Now, the problem with most people, have you ever, rarely do we make a mistake by picking the wrong company. What the mistake comes from is timing. Oh, we're in too early, or we missed it, we were too late. Well, with options, we get a little leeway with that, and I'll show you how. My favorite way of doing a trade bullish is to catch what people hate if I like it. So I don't love this one, but I like it enough to look into it. And how I would implement it is using options. And let's see here. Can we ask like a level of options? Give me a 1 if you have no clue about options. Anyway, so I'll approach it from the very basic. So this is not Wish. We'll go to Wish. And what we're going to look at is these are called options chains. So it's a table that represents an options contract in a certain, okay, I see a whole bunch of ones. 4. All right, we got an expert up there. So if I pick August, these contracts all exist for 52 days. So the fact that I just call them contracts tells you that there's going to be a buyer and a seller. So you hear on CNBC, they are buying this and they are buying that, but no, they're not. They're buying and selling. There's a buyer and there's a seller. So don't just blindly follow what CNBC tells you or anyone. So you have to do your own homework and see who's right, who's smarter, who do you agree with, and then take that side as opposed to going for the numbers. So also, if you think about it, today I had this discussion in the chat room, which, by the way, is also available in Benzinga Pro and also on the in the Benzinga sphere. And so, in fact, I was just on it, and somebody was asking about the link here. So people are hanging out there when it's off hours. Here's one. They're there. Look at them. I'm not doing anything there right now, but they're there. They're talking to each other. And here, there we are. So the way I would trade this is use the put side. So you're thinking to yourself, wait, you've heard that puts are bearish. So to make it simple, puts are the way people buy insurance on their stock. For example, if somebody owns Wish stock, let's say somebody owns 100 shares of Wish, and they want to be guaranteed that they wouldn't fall below 11. They're okay. Whatever their price point is, 11, they'll take the loss down. They'll take the ride down to 11, and then they would be out at 11. So what they would do is they would go out and buy one put. So don't get hung up on the definition of all of that. We can get to that later in some other time. But when they buy one put, they basically just insured their stock at 11 at a cost of $1.60. So since it represents 100 shares, that cost would be $160 out of their pocket. But then they can go to sleep knowing that their stock is guaranteed to be off their books at 11 regardless. And the price does not have to be below 11 for that. They can exercise their right anytime they want. It'd be crazy to do it above 11, but that's the case. Most people don't know that. So when they buy it, they're in control. So where do they buy the insurance from? The seller. Whoever does homework and thinks, you know what? I wish I had bought Wish at 11. In fact, I wish so much that I'm willing to promise somebody that I'll buy their shares at 11. And that's me. That's what I want to do. Now, I'm not recommending this specific trade, okay? I'm saying I'm using this as an example. Like if I see the drop and it's considerable and I want to buy the shares at a certain level, I'll go out on a limb and I'll promise somebody that I'll buy their shares right there. So how do I do that? I go out and I sell a naked put. Now that's scary, but if you think about it, it's safer than buying the shares. What? Yep, because it's if I buy the shares here, I'm risking $13.50 right here, right now, with no buffer, absolutely zero buffer. So if the stock price falls to 11, I'm down 18%, 17% already. Okay, that's scenario one. Somebody that today bought the shares and then the stock continued falling to 11. Me, if I sold the put at the same time they bought the shares, at 11, I'd still be up $1.60 because that's how much I collected to be long at 11. So if I wake up and they give me the shares, like I said, I would buy them. The put that I sold, that position on my book disappears because they exercise their right. They take the put with them. And the money they gave me stays in my pocket. And now I own shares at 11. I don't start losing until $1.60 below 11 with the shares. So that's how it is, quote, safer. Nothing is ever safe. If it was safe, there'd be no risk, there'd be no reward. But it's safer to buy as a seller put lower than to buy the shares now, if that's the case. If I'm buying shares now, using options the way I described it, creates a buffer. So what do I need to win? Nothing. If the stock rallies, I win. If the stock doesn't rally, I win. If the stock falls a little bit, I win. If the stocks collapse, then I start losing at 11 minus 160. So that's just a simple example of how powerful options can be. Now, it's not all fun and games, folks. They pay quick and they lose quick. So what's the number one most important rule that I have? It's an acronym, NTNT. No trigger, no trade. Or no thesis, no trade. And folks, a thesis, I think the stock is going to go up is not a thesis. it's a hope. I think the stock is going to go up because X, Y, and Z is a thesis. Okay. So somebody just mentioned collateral. So you don't need collateral to buy stock. You just bring in no cash to buy stock. You need cash to buy stock, right? So when I sell a put, I need less cash, which is unfortunate. They should charge you. They should lock up. They should make sure that you have in your account enough to buy the shares. Unfortunately, some of the brokers are a little bit loose with that. So it's up to you to know that when I sell a put, I 1000% know I can and I want to own those shares. Otherwise, I would never, ever sell a put naked. So somebody that sells a put naked to trade, not wanting to own the shares or not able to own the shares is asking for trouble. For example, if I sell a put in Tesla and there's no way I can afford it, I'm making a mistake. What's the alternative? I can still do the trade, but I would do a put spread. What is that? It's literally spreading my risk.
Hey, Nick. Let's get into the spread in a second. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
We're getting some questions about the subscription and the sale that's going on.
Yep.
I would say, guys, just cool it. Let's focus on the content now. Let's get into spreads, cover as much ground as possible, and then if we have time, we're going to talk about potentially the sale. So, sorry about that, Nick.
Hey, no problem. You're the driver. I'm just here giving the content. I know nothing. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So spreads, you've heard that term, bull spread or put spread, call spread, calendar spread, butterflies and all of that. It can get as complicated as you want. That's the exciting part. My shtick is specialize in a few things and do them over and over in a method. Have a reason to be in with a trade trigger or a thesis. Have a set step to be out at a certain level, up or down. Okay, so here's the most exciting part about options. Usually I start with this, but today this is I'm jumping in on somebody else's show. So here's the exciting part about options. Let me restart with a question here. So I'm going to bring where is my scratch pad? There we go. So if I ask you to give me the definition of risk, if you've been on one of my shows, you know the answer to this one. So don't cheat. So every time I ask, define risk for me, I don't get the full answer. I get bits and pieces. Everybody knows this, everybody knows that. But the fact, if you can put them together, it is so important for options, and it's so important for everything else. But for options, it makes it so clear. Okay, the first part of risk, first of all, is two pieces. Risk is two pieces. Everybody knows, oh, I control how much I lose or how much is at risk at any point in time. That's all right. So first part is what's the consequence if I lose? How much money is at risk? What is at stake? That's the first step. And I discuss it. I think about it. I decide on an amount. I set it aside. That's it. It's decided upon. I don't manage that. That's set. I accepted the risk. I took the trade. Okay. If it's still in question, I didn't finish step one. That's step one. Okay, number two is the part you manage, and that's what are the odds of winning or losing. So when I set a trade in motion, I start with a really high odd. I want my chances. I want edge. I want my chances to be much higher than the other side, who is the buyer. So if I sell a put spread, I want to make damn sure I'm selling them a losing lottery ticket, because I want them to expire for zero in my favor. So when you hear most options expire worthless, think about it. Do you want to be buying them or selling them? Okay, if most options expire worthless, if I do no work, I should be winning all the time. And that's the part that's exciting about options, if you think about it that way. Which is easier, to find a spot where the stock is going and buy something and hope it goes there, or to find all the other spots where it's not likely to go and sell a risk in one of them and wait? I'll take the selling part any day of the week. So in this case, I can establish the fact that, you know what? I have the odds maker right here, this column. So you've heard Greek terms whenever somebody talks about options. They like to throw away big fancy words like theta, delta, vega, gamma. Okay, how about the plain simple English, folks? It's not rocket science. It's a freaking handshake contract between one person and another. Let's put it in real terms. So delta simplifies everything. The actual definition of it is like the amount of which this leg goes up and down with the change of $1 of the underlying blah, blah, blah. So to me, it's the odds maker. What's the price of the stock now? 14? So if I go close to 14, the delta should be about 50 cents. So this is too far out in time. So if we go here, maybe it'll be better represented. Okay, so right here is about 50 cents, and this side is about 50 cents. There's a little bit of skew here, so they expect one way or another. But if you look at any equity, that's always the case. When you look at the options chain, the delta, the further down you go, the lower the odds. If I'm buying this one, I have a 15% chance of maybe getting in the money. If I buy this call up here, let's see, where are we? Delta. Well, that's weird. Those are weird quotes. So this is the practice platform from E-Trade. So sometimes it goes wacko. How about we switch to something a little more liquid, less little wonky? Okay, and we'll go to August. That's Apple August contracts. So the further away you go from current price, the delta drops. So this is telling me that for the next 52 days, the odds are that Apple is not going to see 155. So if you buy the 155 call, it's only going to cost you 50 cents, so you have the chance to make a lot of money, but your odds are low. Well, that's the kind of stuff I like to sell. I don't sell naked calls, I forbid you, but just to use that as an example. Let's go down this way. If I buy a 115 put, there's like a 5-6% chance that Apple would fall to 115 in the next 52 days. So that's a put I sell all day. Yeah. So worst case scenario is me buying Apple at 115. Not a problem. I can live with that event. Or sell a put spread down here. So that's the idea, is I want to sell stuff where prices are not likely to go. I want odds in my favor. I want edge in this bet. So buyer or seller of this one, who's smarter? One has a lot of hope, the buyer. The seller is a smarter person because he's making a smarter bet, I should say. I don't know about the person. He or she making a smarter bet because they're using odds. This is not likely to happen. It could, but it's not likely based on today's information. So that's the part you manage based on today's information. Now, a week from now, the market could crash. That number may change tremendously. So that part is the managing part. So if I wake up one day and the markets are down big and price of Apple now is down to like 125, well, suddenly this is like 30.3. So my odds have changed drastically. That's the part I manage. I decide whether I want to stay in it or change my mind or move it somewhere else, etc. So using options that way is a lot smarter than buying and hoping something hits. So if you buy something and you hit big, you make a lot of money. But think about it, the opposite is exactly also correct. Tell me a stock that went up big time today. Neo? Yesterday. So let's see here. Let's go to this contract has only 3 days left on it. So the stock was, what happened to my columns? They changed columns around. Anyway, so if the stock is up 2 to 3%, the options will be up 20, 30, 40, 50%. If the stock drops 5% or 10%, God forbid, then the calls that somebody bought yesterday could be cut in half, if not more. So yes, you can win big, but you can lose big. So if you do it willy-nilly, options are very dangerous because the results are on crack compared to using the equity itself. Okay, so it's the same mistake. If you bought the stock yesterday and it fell today, you're going to lose X. Same mistake. Only with options, it makes you pay harder because it pays you harder. So if you do spreads, first of all, you spread your risk. If you sell at, like if you do what I do, which is sell low odd circumstances, then you have a high chance of winning.
Nick, I just thought of this as you were speaking, and it's just an analogy. Do you want to be the casino or
yes, you want to be the house?
You know, the play with the house money, right?
Yeah,
The house
well, you
always
want to
wins.
play along with the house. You're not the
Right.
house. The market makers, the big money market makers that sell the straddles, those guys and gals are the house. You want to set a trade that doesn't require them to lose money for you to win. So if you buy this one down here and you make money, that means the house lost. It's very unlikely. So you want to place trades that allow the market makers to win because they don't lose. Eventually, they make the rules, they make the markets, everything goes their way. Eventually, they'll push the markets this way or another to make it happen. So don't be, just play the, sell losing lottery tickets all day long. That's what I would love to do. And it's not always that exciting. It's like, what do you want to happen? Nothing. I want absolutely nothing to happen. I want somebody to hit pause on the market for 6 months and every trade I have would work out just fine. So I do want to warn people because doing it on your own, I did it on my own. The first year I lucked out. I had a great year. The second year I had another great year. And then July came about. I was on vacation. Boom, something happened. I did something I shouldn't have. I sold a naked put in an index that's a high, the NDX. And then my trade was fine, but they tripled their margin requirements overnight because of a spike in the VIX. And I was forced to buy insurance that I didn't need. And that insurance cost me like 25 grand. And I hated it at the time. It was just a pile of money. So I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they made me do this. On dial-up, back then there was no fast internet or anything. Anyway, so.
And now this all sounds awesome, right? Like, who doesn't want a high probability of winning? But there's some questions here in the chat about beginners that, like, basically how much capital do you have to take advantage of these types of strategies?
Okay, so the amount of capital, I've done this in a small account. In fact, I've done it in a $5,000 account. I've done it. It's easier. The bigger the account, the easier it is. There's no doubt about it. But you can't sell naked puts in a very small account. That's just not right, unless you're dealing with tiny stocks. But you can sell spreads. So in this case, what are we looking at here? I forgot. NEO. Okay, so in NEO, if I wanted to sell a spread, I could. And the spreads looks like there's one that's 50 cents. I sold a 50-cent spread to short what stock recently? Lilly? I forget. Lilly or something. So here's a 50-cent spread that pays 13 cents and risks 37 cents. Okay, so if I do 10 of these, I can make $130 and risk the balance between that and $500. So, and you're saying, oh my gosh, 13 cents. Well, wait, let me switch it around. So it's a huge percentage if you think about it. Let me see here. Yeah, that's right. So I'll be selling this leg, the 48.50 put to open the risk. This opens the risk. This one limits the risk. So the maximum I can lose on this one, if I show you, is $370 and to make 130. This has 3 days on the clock, 35% yield on my risk, and about 75% chance of success. Who wouldn't want that bet, for example? It pays so much so quickly with decent, 50% is a coin flip. So you got 20 points on edge, right? 50% is guessing, like buying stock. When you buy a stock, you're hoping 50-50. It can go up and can go down. In this case, it's better than buying the stock because you have a 20-point of buffer. It can fall to 48.50 and you still be fine. So that's just an example. That's, again, not a trade recommendation, but you're asking about size. That doesn't need a lot of money. That's the maximum loss. So an account with $1,000 would be allowed to do this. So if I don't want to do 10, I would do like 4 of these. So if I have a $5,000 account, I shouldn't be expecting to be making $1,000 a trade. This will be an acceptable return. $50 and I'm risking 150 in 3 days, 2 days after tomorrow. So size matters. It's easier with bigger accounts, but it is doable with any size account. I wouldn't risk anything on any trade, regardless of conviction, that is a sizable portion of my entire basket, because that's how people, quote, blow up accounts, because you reduce it to a point where it's not tradable. So practice fake money, paper trade a lot. And then when you try it small. Okay, so the SPX. Okay, here's another one. People are afraid about early assignments and all of that. So the SPX, why is it not showing? What's wrong with this platform? Oh, that's why. What is it today? 42.91. Okay, there we go. So here is the Friday expiration. So the SPX is the options contract on the index, right? The index. The SPY is the ETF. This is the index. So this trades in $5 increments. So if I want, by the way, I never sell naked on these. That's from the lesson what I did on the NDX earlier. Here, if I were looking to learn eventually after I practice on paper.
Really quick. Hold on, Nick.
Yep.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yep.
So, hey, guys, some of you guys might be just a little bit late to the session. I see a couple of comments / questions about the subscription. Right now, we're going to focus on this option strategy, focusing on education, and then we'll talk about the subscription. Thanks, guys.
All right. So the SPX, I like to practice and learn with it if I had my chance to do it over, because there's no early assignment. There's no somebody acting on the other end or anything. It is cash settled, which means that the bell rings on Friday. What's the score? Okay. Where's your risk? Okay. They'll settle it behind the scenes in math, and they'll settle it. The maximum, for example, this one right here for 3 days, this again is not a recommendation. I would collect $1. I'm risking $4. Period. End of story. So I would collect 25% yield on my risk if I win. And then if I lose, I lost $4. Is there earliest? I don't even need to close it if I don't want to, because when the bell rings, if I'm willing to wait it out all the way down there. So here's the metrics are just like the other one, by the way. $100 to risking 400, so it's 25% yield, and the odds of success are about 70%. So just about the other one. So here's an exciting term you've heard: Iron Condor. You're thinking to yourself, what the heck is that? I've been hearing it forever. I'm going to show you what it is. Not to tell you that this would be a tradable one, but this is what an Iron Condor looks like. Okay, so this would be an Iron Condor. Let me expand it a little bit and show you what one would look, a better situated one. So here, this one right there. So if I do this, if I had the willingness to risk some money for the next 3 days, I would sell this Iron Condor, meaning I'd sell this put, I open risk. I buy this put, I limit the risk. That's the bullish side. That's called a bull put spread, credit put spread. Why is it called a credit? Because it brings in money, like I just showed you, $1. This one is called a bear call spread, credit call spread. I sell this one, I open risk on the way up. I buy this one, it limits my risk. The total, I collect $1.50. What do I need to win? Nothing. I want price to stay between these two legs for the next 3 days. And if it does, I collected $1.50. What's at risk? $3.50. I can only lose up or down. Did I do the math right? It's the end of the day. Yeah. Okay, so my yield is 43%. Why? Because I collected on both ends, but I can only lose on one end. So my maximum risk is still $5, not 10. This is 5, this is 5, but I can't lose on both ends. The price is not going to split, one go up and one go down, and cause me to lose on both ends. So these are Iron Condors. That's why they're exciting. It's not easy. I've never met an easy trade that pays 40%. So they are enticing, but this is a visual representation of stuff you hear. Iron Condor. That's what it looks like. Don't ask me why they call it that. They say it looks like a bird. Its risk profile looks like a bird. I don't see it. It looks like a hat upside down or something. But anyway, so there's literally a zillion ways you can play options. Here's what I've been doing lately. So you've heard of Rocket the stock. Pretty exciting stock. So on the way down, this ties in the subscription. So on the way down, my discussions in the chat room all day. By the way, the chat room was open all day, every day. It's open right now. If I jump in there and I start typing, somebody would answer me. And if somebody's asking me stuff, I would answer off hours. That's not a problem. So I was looking at the stock and it wasn't finding a floor. And I'm thinking to myself, what in the world? Look at the P&L. This thing is cranking. It's an old company. It's not like it's a SPAC or anything. So I said, we're going long. So I shared a long trade. I can't remember when, but we can look it up in a little bit. But here's the point I'm coming to. So usually I choose a way to get long. I sell a put or put spread like I just showed, or I buy a call spread, which are my least favorite, like buying a naked call, or I buy shares, or I do all three. So in this case, I sold a put and I bought a call, and then I did something extra. So I was really long, and then it rallied. So now I'm long for free almost, and I'll show you why. So after you buy something, then if you heard of covered calls, when somebody owns shares, you say, well, I don't have enough to sell a call. Well, against them, guess what? If I own, and I do own this call right there in Rocket for December, it has 171 days. It is now 280. I paid 180. I'm going to round. It's a little less. I paid 180, but I sold September puts against it that I bought back. They were these. I sold them for a lot more than this, and I bought them back for a fraction of what I sold them. So I have profits from that. So now my cost is no longer 180. It went down. And then every week I've been selling calls against them every week. So this week I have some that expire, and I believe they're these. They're not, no, wait, they were 4.5 cents. So this one. So now at the end of this week, these will die for zero, and I collected like 20 cents for them. You're saying 20 cents? Like 20 cents. I've just reduced my cost basis by 20 cents on the ones I own out there. I don't add risk. My worst case scenario is a profit, because if it spikes to 25, they will force me to cap my wins at 23 at the one I sold. So as soon as this week ends, I will renew it for this, and I'll sell one of these, depends on where price is. And I wait. I keep repeating, and then now I ended up long this one for free, and it's worth $2. So every contract I did is worth $280 now. So that's how I share things. And usually the write-up that I share will have 10, 15. Today's write-up had 15-minute video and a lesson on this particular calendar strategy, and the macro, the micro, as to what is this company doing these days and why am I doing it, the technical and all of that. And it would have a table like today's write-up was SoFi, and it would have a table like this. I can buy a call spread, sell a put spread, and I describe the odds of them. The delta that's the odds. So this way, if somebody wants to get nitty gritty, read words or look at table. I prefer tables versus words, so this is what I would go for. But most people like to read the words, and the Benzinga team is beautiful at writing it up nicely with all kinds of heat maps and all of that. So this is the logbook. So this is where you want to be in the end. When they pitch you on joining something, now I don't know anything about the cost of it and joining it. That's what they do. Benzinga and I have been together since 2012, if not 2011 late. I can't remember exactly. And so we're doing something right. And this is where you want to end up. This page is the ultimate. I don't know how they're going to get you there, but you need to get there just because this is where the chat room is also available. And we get home runs. Are they all wins? No, most of them are wins. I tell you with confidence that almost all of the puts sold and credit put spreads worked out. For example, here's Roblox on 6/16. RBLX. Okay, wow, I got it right.
Nick, you mentioned the subscription. So after Roblox, I think I'll show
okay.
the subscription.
So here's Roblox. I said let's get long here, and here's how, and I shared all the ways. It was a perfect entry the next day, so somebody may have scalped it there. But even if somebody didn't, look at the nice rally they got. So we had the odds working for us if it didn't rally with the credit put spreads and all the sold puts. So they collected 224. It turned into nothing, basically. And if somebody bought the naked call, which is the most aggressive way of doing it, that turned into a little more than 9. It was 10 at one point on, well, today it was earlier 10. And this one gained $1.10 out of on a spread. So described fully, written up, boom. You act on it if you want it. Everybody does their own homework. This is my opinion, what I like. This is not the only way it can be done, and I usually express it, and I usually share which one I like, and then this way we are trading with collective smarts. Like we're in the chat room. Somebody could say, "Oh, don't forget they split, or they have a lockup expiration, or one of their today." Somebody said, "Oh, their CEO is going to be on TV." I'm like, "Oh, thanks for the heads up." So collaboration works. The Reddit thing proves it, and this is not like a one-off instance. Here's Mara, bought the dip on Bitcoin, went long Mara, shorted XRT, worked out. The gold trade is still in flux. It didn't start right. This is a hedge on the portfolio, so it's doing its job. You're supposed to lose on insurance, and that's how it goes. So DraftKings was also Spotify when everybody hated it. Okay, you know what? They're not going out of business. Let's get long. Boom, doubled. So Hua also worked out. I haven't looked at it in a while. All right, so this is it. You have to have a method. You have to have a thesis. And you have to repeat it over and over, and you have to have discipline. No trigger, no trade, no thesis, no trade. You have to have stops on the way up and on the way down, and you have to be in the chat room to talk to me all the time. I order you to do that right now. Off to you, sir. Neal.
You're muted.
I was muted. Yeah. All right. No trigger, no trade. That is so.
You know what? Let me disclose it. I may have heard it like 15 years ago from somebody or something close to it, and it could have been Fibonacci Queen. I don't want to steal somebody else's words. I don't know for a fact.
That's fine. We're not going to check you on it. Shout out Fibonacci Queen, wherever she is. Papa bless. We got to get her on the show sometime. Nick, if we're going to go to quotes.com and see if Fibonacci Queen's on there, and if it's not, no trigger, no trade is going to Nic Chahine.
Oh, shoot.
All right, guys. So we mentioned the subscription a couple times. I'm going to show that to you now. So just really quick, I'm just going to share my screen. And I don't want to take a lot of time with this. I really want to stick on the educational content because the stuff is so damn good. So let's go ahead and switch over to it. So guys, if you aren't familiar with it, this is Benzinga Pro. And Jonathan, I know you're pretty familiar with Benzinga Pro. If you could, in just a line or two, give me a description of what Benzinga Pro is.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to give you a bunch of fast news and market data tools that you can use to find trades in the market and do research. And then you've got a community as well, helping each other trade, similar to Nick's chat room.
Exactly right, guys. So we've got Nick in Benzinga Pro. We've got a special package with Benzinga Pro called the Benzinga Pro Options Mentorship Package. All right. So if you like Nick's strategy, no trigger, no trade, if you like the way that he's looking at technicals, the way that he's looking at the fundamentals of a company, going the opposite way that the rest of the street was going with Spotify, for example, going long for a double bagger. We are offering just for you guys today, half off the Benzinga Options Mentorship Plan. So we're going to go in here. The coupon code, guys, is Nick. And I see, once again, very creative with the coupon codes. Just keep this in mind. If you guys ever want to hack Benzinga, just start trying coupon codes that sound like they'll work, because they probably will. But at any rate, this is 50% off Nic Chahine's mentorship program on Benzinga Pro. So you're getting Benzinga Pro. This is for an annual subscription to Benzinga Pro, which normally on its own is $1,404. You're getting Nick with that. So you're getting all those trade ideas with it.
You're giving them away for free? You're giving me away for free?
Nick, get back in your box. You're supposed to be doing it right now.
Okay.
Get back. All right. So guys, we got Nick locked up in a box, and he is ready to give you these trades day in, day out. And as he said, he's always available in chat. I promise we have a humane system here at Benzinga. The box is very comfortable for Nick. He's got food and water and little air holes. But yeah, so this is Nick 50. I'm going to drop the link in, unless Jonathan, you have it. If you have it, could you drop that in chat, please?
I just posted the banner, and then I was freaking out because I couldn't find it. So I will find it right now.
All right, let's go ahead and do that. Guys, do you have any questions about the subscription before we get back to the educational content? I'm serious. I don't want to spend too much time on this.
Well, I just wanted to say, I just want to say, if you're like me and when I was beginning at all of this, and you see these tables and numbers and you're like, this is great, but how do I go from looking at these numbers on the screen to actually understanding it and internalizing it? And that's why community is so important. So that's why being able to talk with Nic day in and day out, and not just Nic, there's other traders. Like there's a bunch of smart people on here.
Hold on, Jonathan. I think I left out a very important part. So the first 30 people, that's 30, that go ahead and grab this subscription, we are going to gift you a laptop with the subscription.
What?
So we're gonna gift you a laptop with a minimum of 8 gigabytes of memory, which is exactly the where you need to be so you can run these tools. So you can run Pro, you can run all the trading tools that you want on this laptop. And so it's, we're getting you the base requirements for a trader's laptop. So the first 30 people to grab the Pro mentorship plan for half off with coupon code NIC50, the link is in the chat, will get that laptop. And as we go, after that, we're out of laptops. That's it. So I'll keep us updated on where we are with those. And with that said, Nic, why don't we hop right back into that?
So you can't believe what kind of a transition just Jonathan gave. The segue was freaking insanely. Wait, so do I have the screen back or what? What do I do? Okay, Boom. There we go. Okay, so watch this. Hey, Nic, just now in the chat room says, hey, Nic, what do you think about NCTY? So I was like, I'm going to answer you later because I'm on a call. I was like, no, wait, that's perfect. Because I was going to start looking at some chart talks because everybody I know loves to talk about charts. So here, we're going to go from chart to answering the question for this trader in the chat room, who could be you soon. So I'm looking at this chart. I don't have any markings on it. So clearly, I haven't answered enough questions on it to where I deemed it necessary to do that. So let's do that. So first of all, I look. Notice on my screen, I don't have many MACD and not many indicators, right? I have this thing here on the left, and I'll tell you what this thing is. Other than that, there's nothing else. This blue-red is a simple regression mathematical representation of, quote, the mean, regression, reverting to the mean. That's just a visual representation. So that's not an actionable thing. So what I do is eyeballs. I look at, okay, we're here. So let's find levels that matter, right? So there's a level. That's the danger level for me. You can't lose that. Why not? Because it was a floor. It was a floor. Lose it, and then they're going to accelerate lower. It means the bulls are tired. So you've heard of a head and shoulders. This is head and shoulder-ish. So I would say this would be important to stop out if I'm long. So that's one important level. The other important level is the opposite side of that formula, and that would be the resistance zone would be up here. So that's where it failed. It didn't even get to it. It's even worse than here. So now I'm watching what? The ping pong between the must hold and the freaking roof. So nothing to do if I'm long the stock right here, except wait and watch, stop out here and get excited and start clapping for it here. Because if it gets above this line, it has a chance at reaching 32 with a big, heavy resistance area around 25. Those are exactly the words that what I would say to that person over there, but I'm not going to go and type them up. What I'm going to do is just share the picture, so hopefully they'll get the hang of it, and I'll answer that after we get off the call here. So this would be my plan of action.
Really, really quick. We're at 22 laptops left. So congrats to Dale. Congrats to Robin. Welcome to the fam. We'll start giving you guys some shout outs. Welcome to the family. You guys can hop in chat, give us a shout out. We will see you very soon. Congratulations. And we'll keep on going, guys. We're at 22 laptops left.
Okay, so this is the field of play. So how can I put this into a trade? For example, I just showed you an Iron Condor. Wouldn't it be great if I sell one here and sell one above and let them fight it out and both die for maximum gains in my pocket? That would be one trade. Or if I don't want to take the risk up there and I firmly believe in the downside support, I would sell one down here or sell a put down there to own shares and not worry about it. And notice where my finger is. That's not a mistake or coincidence. Look left, all the way left. That was the base of the whole rally. So I'm confident that there'll be buyers if it ever comes down to here. What is here? Let's look at it. 8. So let's go. Does it have options? That would be great if it does. Not every stock has options. Oh, it does, but it's not very liquid. But we'll still use it for, this would be a stock I wouldn't trade that way. Personally, I don't like illiquid stocks. But what was the number? 8. So if I go to October and I sell the $10 put, I can collect the $1.50. If I sell the $7.50 put, I can collect 60 cents. But in essence, it's the same kind of risk. Why? Because if I get put the stock, meaning if I wake up one day and I own shares at 10, I have a $1.50 buffer to play with because that money stays in my pocket. So it's really $8.50 my break-even point, and that's a comfortable level. This one would get me down to $7 as a break-even point. That's an even more comfortable level, but I do collect less. So I would sell this one or that one, and I would be in that ballpark owning shares down there. So you see how I can take it, answering a question all the way to a trade on a stock I haven't done before. So it's not rocket science, but it's consistent and it's diligent. You have to be, you have to follow the method. And if I see a pothole, I point it out. In this case, I don't know much about the fundamentals. I'll do some homework on it. Looks like there's no income. It's probably a SPAC of sort. Doesn't know. So I would have to do some reading to find out what the heck is this. But technically, we just took it from charting into a plan of action, answering somebody's question who would not have had this information. And they might school me about something. Oh, you didn't know about this and you didn't know about that. And the debate goes back and forth. I find a lot of trades in my book that I share come from people. Like today, my secondary trade was going to be something that came from the chat room. Somebody suggested, Penn. So Penn National Gaming. Good company. I do like it down here. A lot of lines, right? Sorry about that. I'll take them. So they're stuck in a rut, but they have good support. See, 2 harsh bounces. So the assumption is that the bounce will hold. However, I would stop out if it goes below here. So if I send a message out, it would have an arrow here, say stop out level. I think I did that with Baba. Why? Because I don't want to know what's below that. I would not want to know what's below that. There we go. So Baba, we went long before it ripped, by the way. Right after we shorted the Chinese stocks, FXI right at right time. So I sent out a note about Baba. It had a video. It had a write-up. I said, stop out 1 for somebody who does not want to find out anything below here. Stop out 2 for somebody who's willing to take a little pain but doesn't want to take the ride all the way down here. But I said part of my thesis is this is so bad that it's good. That was my thesis. That this scenario for Baba meant that the stock market's completely crashed. And I said, it's the unlikely scenario. Therefore, I will take the other side and take a long bet on the Baba and look what happens. So these are a real life example, folks. I'm not making this stuff up. I almost cussed here. Sorry. I'm making this stuff up. And then I put here, sellers could be lurking. Look at where it's stalled. No tools. So I promised I'd explain what these bars are. What would be good for explaining? Tesla, was it? One of the stocks recently had a good representation. 240. Reset. No, that's not it. Okay, 120. Okay, so this study on the left is called the volume profile. I'm going to give you a to-do. If you want to get better at reading charts, other than taking the best advice I have on that part is using your eyeballs better. Every time you look at a chart, the first thing you should do is ask yourself, what happened last time they were in this ballpark? And look left. Boom. That was a ledge. So when they come back to an accident scene, they shouldn't slice through it, although Reddit sometimes does it. That does you a disfavor. What you should do is get here, struggle, fail a little bit, come back and hit it again, and then you would have an inverse head and shoulders with huge upside potential, like just happened to NVIDIA. And I'll show you that NVIDIA breakout, how I called the fact that, hey, you want to be short, that's fine. But if it goes to a new high, get out because it has like 80 to 100 point runway. So These bars represent volume bars. So you guys know volume bars down here. These volume bars tell you when something happened. They're not very helpful to me. Like right here, they tell me that, on late April, May, there was a huge interest in the stock. Well, that doesn't help me. This is the same information, only they tell me where they happened, at what level. So if I look back and I take out all my lines, this orange line is automatically drawn, not by me, by this study. This is called the point of control. This is basically telling me this is the busiest place where both bulls and bears love it the most. So they're going to be super active. So guess what? When Tesla is falling into here, somebody who sells their share or panics and buys puts knows nothing about the study, because that's where they're going to be active and that's where it's going to find support, this whole zone. Look, mountains of activity. So in between, nothing, vacuum. So if you lose this, it's going to go, and then it's going to find a lot of support in here because of this. Buyers and sellers, congestion, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. So if something's falling out of bed, they're going to find support. It's like a mattress. That works the other way around. So if you're going into a very busy zone, you're going to find resistance. So volume profile, study it. It is it's not an actuator, but it's definitely helps with the decision-making process. I never do anything without knowing it. And it can apply to any time frame. Look, if I zoom in, it changes drastically. Like right now, this area up here has not matured. It's frothy. Like you lose this one, you sneeze, and you're going to fill down to here because there hasn't been any action. The machines haven't had practice on it. So they go to the next best thing, which is this cluster here. And then they find comfort here. They're stuck. If I zoom in more, I can get more active. So if I go to a 15-minute chart, you'll see a whole bunch of them. Look, I have one for every little day of these volume profiles. So on that day, tells me that this was the most interesting line. So when it comes back down to it, they're going to find support up here until it's lost. When this is lost, then that's an actionable technical loss. So very strong technical analysis here. I am not a technical analyst. I'm an engineer who figured all this shit out on his own. Oops, excuse me. All this stuff out on my own. So I can hold my own with the best technical guys with extreme confidence. I cannot draw a harmonics, but I know how to read it. And I do have patterns that draw themselves as far as harmonics. So I can challenge the harmonics guys too, but with respect, because they are insanely unbelievable. So I promised you NVIDIA look. So how do I know, how do I get the hint that it could be this big? Well, I had to zoom out to a weekly chart. So check it out. The breakout was here somewhere, right? Fail, major fail. It took it years to come back and fail again and finally take it out. So that's the base. So usually stocks go in ABCs, 3 pushes. They go boom, and then they consolidate, even down a little bit. That's fine. They consolidate. They spent months and months. These are weekly candles, by the way. And then they break out of this consolidation zone. So this second leg should be as big as the first leg. So they're almost there. They still have some room technically if they want it. So don't be stubborn and short it because it looks so far extended. I did short it, but one day, and it paid overnight. In the chat room, I said, I'm selling call spread in NVIDIA on Friday, 2 Fridays ago, I think. And then Monday it opened down. I said, I'd book it. I mean, 40% of the profit came in one day. I'd book it. So somebody that didn't, now is in trouble. But so many ways we can do this. But the first step is to be part of the gang. Now, the biggest hook is the tool itself and the company. So I told you I've been with Benzinga for a long time. I've never seen them say, no, you can't have your money back type of a deal. Everything that starts, like if everything that they offer has a money back guarantee that I know of, and then they add this tool. Somebody mentioned, Jonathan, I think you mentioned news, aggregator of news. I stopped following Zero Hedge, who was really fast deliverer of news because of this one. Like, for example, if I go to this tab right here, I can get this information faster than anywhere else I've seen,
Exactly.
without paying for it. I mean, this stuff costs a lot of money if you want to subscribe to the service. I don't even know where to go, but boom, it shows up here and it shows up as a pop-up on the bottom of my window. I'd be in the chat room and it would pop up, okay, imbalance to sell, imbalance to buy. If it's noteworthy, I'll go and talk about it. So aggregator of news, on point. And filtering. I'm going to step on your toes here, Jonathan. Look, I have 2 words here that I put in there. I combine them to make up the stream look like this. If I take one out, it changes completely. Now everything spy related comes out. But I have enough news about that, so I put in imbalance, and boom, now it filled it for me. So now I keep this open. That Windows job is telling me this, and I have other tabs I can use. So I'm not like I wasted a half a page. I didn't. I can add tabs and save different layouts.
Just want to pop in real quick, Jonathan. Just so you know, I have our count at 13 laptops left. Looks like we slowed down a little bit. So big congratulations to that first, I think like 16 or so that came in. Welcome to the family. You'll be able to trade with Nic, use Benzinga Pro, all of that right now, and start trading tomorrow morning. So guys, just an FYI, I know some of you are still interested in the subscription. I'm going to drop that link in chat once again for you. 50% off for lifetime of the Benzinga Pro options mentorship program with Nic Chahine.
And keep in mind, what we were talking about earlier with the size of your account. You don't need, $50,000 to do these types of trades with a 90% win rate. And I'm so excited to have Rodrigo here with us. You might see his contact info in the chat because he doesn't just work for Benzinga. He's been through his own trading journey. He came from the ground up. And so we just want to bring him on. Rodrigo, I'm just adding you to the stream here. And Rodrigo, thanks for being here and just telling our users a little bit about how you've benefited from some of Nic's trades. Let's see, I think you're still on mute. There we go.
Okay, can you hear me now?
You're good to go. All right.
Yeah, great. So good to be here, guys. So my particular journey trading was probably like everybody else, right? We start on the internet and we start trying to find these free tools, right? Because we try to wing it. Naturally, we think we're in the top, percenters there. So it shouldn't be that hard, especially when a company like Benzinga has already made the tools for you. So initially, I remember I had a Google browser and I had like 30 tabs. So I had one tab to check float, the other one to read SEC filings. I had the other one to check insider buying, and the other one to be insider trading and institutional buying and selling. So I found myself having to take hours and hours to do the research on a stock when I could do it in a couple of minutes in Benzinga Pro. So that really saved me time. And when you're talking about trading, time is money. So some of the strategies that really worked that I like that stand out is the chat room that we have with Nic, because when you start trading options, you find a lot of information on the internet and you don't know what's legit and what's not, right? So I try to join public forums, public chat rooms, and eventually none of that worked out because I figured that these are all a bunch of fake profiles, or you don't know if it's a pump and dump chat or if it's, let's say, a bot or whatever. In the chat room that we have with Benzinga Pro, these are verified Benzinga subscribers. So we're all in the same team. We're all in the same boat. Nic is leading the way. He's the captain. And having that community support is good for all levels in option trading, even if you're a beginner or if you're experienced, because if you are experienced, you want to trade with other experienced traders as well. And if you're new, you want to learn from the experienced traders. So we also have a meeting that Nic does every weekend, chat member only. So chat member only access, and that we take a deep dive on the weekend. We get ready for the next week. We cover over what happened in the prior week. Maybe we can spot some mistakes, improve our trading, learn while we earn. And at the same time, we have to remember we can't be too hard on ourselves because we don't know what we don't know. But that's the part of learning. So once you have all of this ready, set up, you'll be talking to Nic Chahine, who is the MVP heavyweight champion of the world when it comes to
Heavyweight.
options.
Watch your mouth.
Sorry. And you'll have pretty much his strategy, which is really, it makes sense if you think about it. And working here, I talk to equity firms or retail traders, and the one thing they have in common, if they've been around for a while, is that they do what Nic does. They do credit put spreads. So the community has helped definitely in so that I don't feel like I'm trading like in a vacuum. As traders, we're like in a little box room. We got a bunch of charts, a bunch of weird noises, right? And we're just trying to do that in our own. And sometimes that can cloud our judgment when it comes to making investments or trades. So having that community has helped me even working here. I chat with Nic on the chat room. He's helped me with a couple of trades. And the best part is that not only can he help you make money, but he can also help you save money to get you out of a bad trade. And that's usually when you want to trust that advice. If you're in a complicated trade, you're not going to go on stock twits or these social media accounts to really get that feedback. You want to do it with somebody that genuinely has your best interest at heart. Nic is literally helping all our subscribers improve their options trading, even myself. So there's so much that I've taken from this, especially with Benzinga Pro, having the unusual options activity there. I can filter that by my watch list, so it gives me a heads up. There's so many things with Pro. It just really made, as a trader, my life a lot easier, less stressful, and I've been able to find better opportunities.
So, in Rodrigo, I think you froze a little bit. Did he freeze for you, Jonathan?
Yeah, he's frozen right now.
Okay, he looks great, just like that. Rodrigo, if you can hear us, you might want to exit the stream and come back in. This happens to me all the time. I just want to jump in. Something Rodrigo mentioned was he used to have a ton of tabs open with looking for SEC filings, watching for alerts of all the stuff that we watch for when we're trading. Luke Jacoby brings up a really good point, and I couldn't agree with it more. As a trader, your trading is your business, and you need to operate it like a business owner. That's how there's no business on the planet that has that doesn't invest in assets, that doesn't invest in tools to succeed. That is just the cost of being having information and being successful. That's the name of the game in trading. It's really just information arbitrage. Do you have the right information and the right I guess decision-making ammo to go after a winning trade? And in order to have that ammunition, you need to invest in yourself like a business. So that's a huge part of why we're bringing this down. We're trying to make this as affordable as possible. We're getting this under the $2,000 a year handle for Benzinga Pro, complete full access to everything, including the unusual options activity, scanner with alerts, and access to Nic Chahine for that strategy, mentorship, and trade ideas. I mean, we've talked a lot about the mentorship and the strategy and stuff like that, but you can see the man right now straight up just dropping trade ideas in chat. So
pure gold. Pure fire.
Fried gold.
Fried gold.
So that's what it's about, guys. I mean, if you want to be successful in any business, you need to invest in yourself. And at Benzinga, we pride ourselves in putting forth the best possible technology with the best possible data and the best people. I challenge anyone here to find customer support. Rodrigo's back. Customer support, to find editors with trade ideas and providing mentorship that is of better quality and that cares more about your success than what we have at Benzinga Pro. It's something, or at Benzinga overall. It's something that we as a business invest a lot into. So I really, really encourage everyone that if you really want to be successful at trading, to invest in yourself. So Rodrigo, we lost you there. You got frozen in time.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm too fast for the computer sometimes. But really, here's how I look at it. So if you're talking about revenues, losses, you're talking about a business, right? So this is an investment that you're making in yourself. This is a skill set that you're going to have for the rest of your life. And whenever the next crash comes, you're not going to be scrambling to find out what is a put You're going to know what that is, and you're going to be ready and make all the moves. So the preparation of this is a skill set that we're going to use. You know, you retire, you're going to use this, right? If you want to do something, or you can retire early and do it. Either way, it's a great skill set to have because it is a revenue generating skill set that you can have. The best part is really when you do it with a community, because you don't feel like a lone wolf anymore. You're in the pack of wolves with Benzinga Pro. And Nick, I've seen him in the chat. He answers every single question every time. You ask him for a question on a ticker symbol, he sends you a chart, he sends you a video. He really goes above and beyond to make sure that what Wall Street wants to make sound too complicated is just broken down into simple terms for the average retail trader. And that's what we want. We want to make sure that we can trade together and find a better way to get better trades.
I mean, you can follow plenty of traders on Twitter. There's a bunch of great resources out there. But the question is, do you want to be profitable within 3 months or 3 years? You know, do you want to be profitable within 3 weeks or a year? I mean, with a 90% win rate, with Nick breaking down, you can see him doing it right now. And
yeah, I think that's hilarious that the whole time we're chatting, this man just knocked out like 8 charts.
So somebody in the chat asked for AMC in here in the stream. I said, "Do you like AMC?" And I said no in big letters with a smiley face. And I know that might have upset somebody. So I figured I'd share some relative, information that is actionable. Like this needs to hold, otherwise they're going to step down. This zone is also supportive. This is a turnaround zone right here. So if you're on a note 35-ish, 36-ish is pretty pivotal. Fail and then a base, really long tail. Chasing tails. You got to look for the tails. That's where like price does not want to be. So that's a turning point at one point. And then they decided like, whoa, too high. No, that's where they don't want to be. So sorry. Yeah, I am answering because they're in there. I mean, that person, I think it's a she, I can't remember who it was. I mean, she took the time to go in there and ask me for tickers or 5 tickers. And I said, I'll answer you later. And then I thought about it. No, I'm going to do it right now.
So this is a pretty good demonstration. This is the wonderful thing about options and what it opens up for you beyond just trading common stock is it doesn't matter bullish or bearish. It matters, do you understand why? So AMC, it's nothing personal about the stock. It's an understanding of what's going on with the chart, what's going on with the market structure and the environment. And Nick understands the why for his thesis. And that's what makes you take a position to the upside or the downside or neutral.
So here's the thing. They say that machines are in charge of the trading, like 80% of trading is done by machines, algos, whatever. So if you ignore the technical aspect of it, you're leaving yourself blind to the most important part of it because machines use nothing but math. And I'm going to prove it to you. Remember, I just said, I don't track this chart. And I literally just drew the lines in front of you, right? And I brought this line, I dragged it and was like, where do I put it? Where do I put it? And look where I put it. I put it right there. I wanted to put it right in the middle of these. So I went lower just to be safe. So had I done it, had I left it right there, it would have been exactly between the 2 most important Fibonacci lines. I'm not a Fibonacci guy, but thereabouts lies the 50% and the 61.8, which are the 2 most powerful lines, I guess, they use. So eyeball, I picked the right level, and it turned out that it's the levels that the machines acted on. So you can't keep yourself blind to it. And if you don't have the skill set to track charts, that's okay. You saw that person. They didn't have it. They came to me to ask me about all charts, and they got all answers in what, 2 minutes, 3 minutes? So how much is that worth? Plus the education process of every video I send. I wish I brought the link. I would have dropped it in for you right now to try it out. But every video, this was 15 minutes long, and there's a full-blown lesson about doing diagonal spreads with pictures in there. So how much is that worth? I would have killed to have that in the past, but there was nothing. When I started, options weren't even there. Then we had the SPX and then the RUT, and then 9 stocks got them, and then 20 stocks.
Yep, and then shout out to Richard, Benzinga, part of the Benzinga Pro family. Thank you very much for the shout out on Benzinga Pro. We can't live without it either.
And I see Ryan just joined. Michael just joined. Welcome. We're glad to have you on board. How many laptops do we have left, Neal?
I know. I was going to say I'm slipping off a little bit here. We have 7 laptops left. All right. So it started to slow down a little bit, guys. We're going to keep the education rolling. But just so you know, if you get Benzinga Pro and you want to get the laptop as part of the deal with the Pro mentorship, the options mentorship, that we have 7 laptops left. That's going to be a quality laptop with at least 8 gigabits of RAM or gigabytes of RAM. And then Joshua was asking, is the 168350 the correct package to get the laptop? That's exactly right. That's exactly the right one. So 50% off, coupon code NIC Nic50, all caps. Putting the coupon code in chat. As we see you come in, that is what is going to qualify you for one of those laptops. So thank you, Joshua. Welcome to the family.
So somebody asked me about Facebook. What do I think of Facebook? First of all, I never chase a stock that's at all-time highs from a value perspective, like buying a dip. I prefer buying a dip. I do chase the upside breakouts, but that's a trade for momentum traders, and I don't usually share it because by the time I write it up and somebody posts it and somebody reads it, the trade might already be done. So in this case, I did share that the breakout saying, okay, Facebook is in a breakout, and then it stalled and then finished the breakout. So now the thing to do is to catch the dip, catch the stock on the way down. First area would be the breakout level, or actually I would love it down here more. And this is where the machines are going to start to catch it if it falls and when it falls. And it will fall. It's going to revert to the mean at some point. Now, you're chasing a headline. Definitely not what I would do. In fact, I would probably sell you that call if you wanted to buy it. That's a different conversation. So levels. This is not an, how about this? This is not an obvious point of entry. That's the easiest way to say it. If my mom tells me, here, I have $5,000, can you invest them in Facebook? I'd say no.
There you go. No, Mom.
No, Mom. No Facebook for you.
All right, hey guys. So those of you guys, Rodrigo just dropped his information. You've got, I believe, his email address and his phone number. If you want to hit him up and talk to him about Benzinga Pro, about the mentorship program, any of that stuff, Rodrigo is your man on the inside. He is a customer first, and then a customer success director next. So Rodrigo, he really is just he's a trader that became a Benzinga employee. So we love having him here. One thing, you guys did get to the threshold on the like, so dropping another swag.benzinga.com coupon code in there. So if you head over to swag.benzinga.com, that is a limited use coupon code for just free swag, like being modeled here by our young model, Rodrigo, looking dashing in the navy blue hoodie, Benzinga Pro, which is available at swag.benzinga.com with coupon code CHATSWAG42. All right, Nick. I'll shut up and let you get back to it. You got something really interesting here.
Somebody asked for Disney. I showed them the chart. Somebody asked for Facebook. Disney. I'm showing them the chart here, so hopefully they got their answer.
Really quick, Nick. I just want to answer a question that I know that we're always going to get, because you always have the linear regression on. On your charts. So guys, the blue and the red, Nick, you could probably explain it better than I can.
Yeah. This is basically a slap in the face to Nick. Like anytime I'm trying to do something, for example, if somebody's trying to lay a big trade long-term on anything, I usually do this. Like they say, Nick, I need to get long something. It's like, where in the world does this look like a get long everything spot? So this is just a visual representation of how where we are relative to the ascending channel that we've had. It's an incredible ascending channel. On top of it, it's an incredible part of the ascending channel. Not an obvious point of entry. Therefore, I'm okay to miss out on some upside and avoid the regression to the mean. This is not a tradable thing. It doesn't mean short the markets. It just means, hey, cool it. Versus down here, you know what? Don't listen to the hype. They're scary. Is this the end of the bull run? CNBC special tonight. This is not the time to listen to them. Listen to your look at your charts for guidance. This is just a guidance thing. I can live without it, but it's literally a visual slap in the face. Not literally, figuratively speaking, a visual slap in the face to remind me that, hey, maybe you're overextended. Hey, maybe you're too scared. That's it. It's not an actionable one. This is a consultant after the fact that I don't do anything without. This I can do without, but the only actionable one I have is levels. All these lines I draw, you see all these lines? They look like a mess here because they're short-term lines. Oh, wait, what? I forgot. So every morning I share my plan by chart, by index. Like you will get these lines. This is the S&P 15 or 30-minute charts that lays out the day, what lines to look for and where the breakouts will happen. Like here, I drew the box. I said, there are 2 lines. I don't know which way they're going to go, but be ready. If they cross this one, they're going to here. And look where they failed. I did not draw the line after the fact. That's where they stopped, came back to the neckline. They took the second leg higher. So you get these every morning and sometimes in the middle of the day too.
And just an update, we got 3 laptops left. So congrats to everyone. Welcome to the family. We will see you in chat. I probably won't check in tonight, but I'll be there tomorrow. So 3 laptops remaining. We're going to keep this rolling though, because I know Nick can go on for days. So let's just keep the education going. And guys, if there are any tickers that you're dying to see, shout out Luke Jacoby. CNBC sucks. That's just a commenter. We like to elevate the voices of our commenters. So thanks for sharing your viewpoint here. We're all about sharing our viewpoints. So we are, I believe.
Well, it's not that it sucks. Although I don't watch it unless in case somebody's watching you. You don't want bad juju on your back. But what it does, it makes a living off of FOMO. It needs headlines for you to click and watch. If there's no crisis, nobody would watch anything, right? So they create crisis or potential. You won't believe what he had to say, and then you watch. The commercial goes away, and then you watch, and it's like, what was so what?
The sky is blue,
right? So you don't need it, is what I'm saying, because all the facts are out there. So I just showed you all the facts are here. CNBC puts their own spin on it. The people that show up there. So they package it nicely and they earn their living from people who watch it, click and buy ads and all of that. But you don't need it. The facts are out there. You use the facts from tools like these. You get together with friends in the chat room like ours, and you decide what's the next best thing to do. For example, in the morning today, I had this warning about the small caps. I said, I'm watching the small caps. They have the best action the whole week, actually. Video for the week. That's what you also get. What am I thinking? I keep forgetting. One strategy video on Sunday that lays out the whole week. And I was focused on the Dow and these guys, the small caps. So look at where the risk is in the bubble tomorrow. In the morning, I'll update these charts and lay out the lines for the day. So at least during the day, you won't say, I can't believe what happened. Well, I knew what happened. As soon as that bubble is burst, it's going to here.
Yeah, those end of week videos are absolutely irreplaceable. And hey guys, big shout out to TR. Looks like TDRK, Wadi, JJ Savage, Ryan. I'm trying not to give away full names based on these purchases I'm seeing come in. Michael, welcome to the family. Welcome. The laptops, yes, we do ship globally on the laptops. So guys, once again, just remember, your trading is your business. You are a small business owner. You have one employee, and that's you. Make sure that you are equipped with the best tools and the best resources. I know that at Benzinga, there are many times when we go into new projects, we need to learn about new things we're about to do. And what do? We hire consultants. All right, we have consultants for all sorts of things that come in and help us out so that we can understand new frontiers, new areas. That is exactly what trading is, constantly evolving markets. And that's why it's fantastic to have someone like Nic Chahine. I know I would not be doing it nearly as well as I am without Nick. So guys, I believe we still have 3 laptops left. That link is in the YouTube description.
That's down to 2 now.
Oh,
I just saw, yeah, thank you, Ravikant. Good to have you on board. So only welcome, 2 left. So get it now. I'm telling you.
Yeah. All right. So there you go. We got 2 left. Congrats to whoever just got in. And there you go. The link is in the chat and it's in the description. All right, Nick. What are you doing here, Nick? I see you're
I'm answering somebody's question. Somebody said, what about MU? Not my favorite stock, by the way. If you want to talk fundamentals, I could. Important to hold. My beef with them, I've showed it several times, including this stent here, and I shared it, and it was not an official trade, but it was in the chat room. I was like, I'm shorting MU, screw it. I can't stand it. So I read and I heard blurbs about him saying things couldn't be better, the CEO, after the earnings. And so if things can be better, why is your P&L going the wrong way year after year after year? So the industry is its best, they're at their best, and their P&L keeps going the wrong way. And so I called bull on them, and the market agreed after the fact. So now, technically speaking, it's ping-ponging. There's nothing to do except sell a put spread or sell a call spread and wait for time to die, or buy the dip into here with a tight stop, because if it loses this line, don't know where it's going.
Right, and you do that for all the members, right, Nick? So if anybody's asking you a question about a specific ticker, you give them your feedback, right?
You missed it. You were, when you were frozen doing your break dancing, you missed it.
Oh, you guys saw me? You guys saw me? I thought I was frozen.
Yeah, well, somebody popped into the chat room as we were talking and asked me about 4 or 5 tickers, and I answered them while we were on air. So they're right there.
Hey guys, so we are getting some really good questions specifically about the subscription. I really want to get back to the charting with Nick, because I think what he's doing with MU here is extremely interesting. And I know that MU has been a very talked about and oft traded ticker for, what do you think, guys? Like the past 9 months, maybe more.
Yeah, very active. Very
active. So we definitely want to look at some of this information here. But guys, with this subscription with the Benzinga Pro mentorship program with Nic Chahine, we are doing a 14-day money back guarantee. That's how much we believe in this. The idea is no trader left behind. This is why we're adding the Nick element to Benzinga Pro. All right. So we don't want you in there like on your own, just sort of poking around with tools. All right. We're not going to give the keys to a Lamborghini to, no offense to new traders out there, but we're not going to give the keys to the Lamborghini to a teenager. We want you to get some laps in first. And that's what Nick's here for. So it's a 14-day money back guarantee. That's how much we believe in the success that our subscribers find in their trading. So no problem. If you don't like it, we say so Benzinga put in chat 7-day money back guarantee. That is the normal Benzinga Pro money back guarantee. We are doing a 14-day for this, a 14-day. And to answer your question about the laptops, of which we have no laptops left. So hold on one second. I'm going to see if we can unlock some more laptops. But to get the laptop, all you have to do is purchase, and we will get in touch with you once, as long as you show that you're committed and you stay with us past that refund period and you're committed to your trading. We're going to get all of your shipping information. We've got all that. It doesn't matter where in the world you are. You're going to get a nice laptop that's equipped to cover everything. And what is this?
And you can run the trading programs on that laptop too, Neal, right?
Exactly. So the base requirements for the laptops that we're getting, we're talking, it's either going to be a Lenovo, an Asus, an HP. It's going to be a known brand, and it has all of the base hardware that you need to run these programs. Nick is shaking something on the screen. I just want to get one more thing out. I'm slacking. Okay, so I actually got the go ahead. So you know what? Do not tell the owner of Benzinga that we're doing this. If I'm going down, Luke is going to go down with me. We are going to unlock 10 more laptops is what we'll do. 10 more I think we can get away with very easily. So if you subscribe now, you've got the discount code, you've got the link directly, 50% off your annual subscription to Benzinga Pro Mentorship with Nic Chahine, all the options trading, all the technical analysis, all of the stuff that we've talked about, 50% off, and you get that laptop. All right. And Nick, what are you showing us on the screen here?
Oh, somebody from your team posted that we do have I forgot to mention that I throw Sunday webinars every Sunday in the morning. So we have usually about 90 minutes to 2-hour session. I say it's an hour, but it goes to 90 minutes most often. And we go down tickers like this for 90 minutes straight. You say the tickers, I log them, we run them, I save them, I record it, and I share the video for somebody who can't make it that day. So how much is that worth?
It's priceless, Nick.
Yeah, but that is for chat members only.
So all you have to do is subscribe today for the annual subscription. And I'm giving you a link that has the coupon code built in. You'll see the coupon code is NIC50 for the annual subscription. And you will qualify for the laptop. You just got to show that you're going to stay with us for at least that first 30 days. And then we will get that laptop out to you. So you have everything that you need to invest in your trading. Ronald says, I need that new laptop. Well, We're giving you the cheat code to get it right now, and to become a prosperous trader.
I just want
somebody's-
to say, guys, I just want to say, if you have even $2,500 to work with, like, it's a 90% win rate, guys and gals. I mean, you should do this. You should just do it. I'm trying to
What are
not
you,
swear
Nike?
here on stream, but you should just do it.
Well, look. I mean, the whole thing is, if it doesn't work for you, money back. No problem.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
you literally
don't
have
have a-
nothing to lose. You have 14 days. Go in the chat. See it. If Nick does not make you money, if the community does not make you money, if the tools do not make you money, then no harm, no foul. We still love you. We'll still give you stuff like this every day.
I am 1000% confident that I provide value as best as I can, and you guys back me up as best as you can. So the effort to provide value is there. So that clear conscience on this one. The fact that I'm right here and probably somebody's screaming at me dinner. So
well, I will make some time for the family for sure. Definitely a balance.
I've been in this chair since 4:15 in the morning. It is 6:30 in the morning. 6:30 at night here in California.
Guys, you got to subscribe right now because we got to get Nic Chahine a standing desk. All right, this is for Nick's health. He's been in the chair since 4 a.m. Get
I thought
on
he was
in
still
there.
in the box. Do you poke holes in the box?
Yeah.
But yeah, and don't get me wrong. Like, this isn't a cakewalk.
Thanks, Toriano.
Oh, sorry, did I cut you off, Nick?
No, I was thanking somebody that gave me kudos in the
Yeah,
stream.
I mean, it's not a cakewalk. Like, we're doing more than just giving you trade alerts, right? This is more than just saying, oh, blindly follow this buy signal, this sell signal. Like Rodrigo was saying, you want to take repeatable skills that you can use yourself. And so it's even more than just Nick. It's the community finding trades organically and learning how to trade together so that you can use this over really decades and just continue to build your account. So, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm just super
Yeah, for sure. And
Agreed. Hold on, really quick. Just let me just shout out and just say, Sonny, welcome to the family. Congratulations. You're going to be really happy. And then also Toriano in the chat. Big shout out to you, sir. Thank you very much for sharing. And thank you for joining. You're really going to enjoy your time.
We got Philip. Philip just joined. Yusuf, Sandeep. Let's go. Awesome.
Hey, Jonathan, to your point, everything you said is right, but I think that if you don't sign up, you do have something to lose. And what could you lose? I don't know, a couple thousand, your entire account by not knowing what you're doing. You could lose it all. So if you're going to enter this journey of trading, and you heard Nick, this is pretty volatile, you want to make sure you're doing it with the right mentorship. So mistakes I made when I was young, I was trading just calls and puts everywhere, no strategy, no really logic or to it until you start interacting with people that have a lot more experience than you, and it opens your eyes into the options trades. So if I wouldn't have joined Benzinga, who knows if I'd be trading, because the tools I've been able to use here have made me Rodrigo 2.0, right? With everything you can get here. So.
So we're looking at Bitcoin here. So yes, we do talk Bitcoin. I'm not an expert at the coin itself, but it's a chart and it trades very reliably on charts. My 19-year-old son, who wants nothing to do with investing, anything that is not a truck, a race trophy truck or something he doesn't talk about, comes to me yesterday or 2 days ago. I bought Doge. So that's what he says. And he bought it on the day he needed to buy it. You know, out of the blue. It was amazing. He's up like 30%. He thinks it's all easy now. So he's a hodl guy now, probably. I don't know. We'll see. But here's Bitcoin. That's an important part right there. These two candles is very important. Look at where we're at. So now it's a pivot. So these discussions go on all the time. Just get into the discussion. Stop trading alone. It's ridiculous. Open up to my best asset, in my opinion, my best decision is to keep my learning opportunity open. I can't tell you how many things I've learned from my own subscribers. I was never a VWAP guy, right? So now I have a VWAP, and I see that TradingView has an anchored VWAP, and now I'm learning that. And then from the you've had other guests with different services, and I've adopted their services. Tim Quast, for example, like, okay, so I don't know anything about what he's talking about, so let me learn a little bit from him. So that's how it happens. That's how we learn. Somebody says something in the chat room, and I go dive into it, and suddenly I know more about it, and I can add it to my bag of tricks. I didn't know anything about Doge, and now I know how to trade it. I didn't know anything about Bitcoin. Now I know how to trade it. So it is easier to trade in groups. There's no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's one question we often get. This question is how much experience do you need for the program to work for you? Look, this is a mentorship program, and it's a community with a tool set. So if you're a beginner, this is the mentorship that you need. You don't start a trade, or you don't start, I mean, trade it, I think, is probably the best analogy for this. So like, you don't get into perhaps like leather work or any type of craftsmanship or artisanry without a mentor or a master that's going to guide you through that. And through rigor and through seeing the other person act and seeing the way they think, you become better yourself. That's the beginner side. The advanced side, if you're an advanced trader, if you've been trading options, if you've been looking at charts, if you've been following different types of news catalysts that matter to different industries and sectors, like the difference between a biotech stock and a steel stock, you are getting community. You are getting a group of like-minded traders, and you are getting the guidance of someone who is there to. I mean, hey Nick, I don't mean to. I don't know how you would put this, but you're getting someone who's available almost 24/7.
I answer questions. I mean, it's as easy as looking at my phone. So if my hands are free, I answer. I try to answer, and I'm on early and I'm on late. So I'm usually on at my time in California at 4:15. I'm already on writing and prepping the day, and I'm on all day in the chat room. So I'm answering all day, and then I don't quit until about this time, about 40 minutes away from now. So by then the East Coast is done. So more than half the country is covered almost all day. And on the weekend, I answer every day. I'm active every day. I do homework on the weekend every day. So I go to the gym on Saturday mornings, and that's about it these days.
I like that kind of West Coast. Most people kind of complain about trading on the West Coast.
I love it.
If you're a morning person, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. So Mark asked a question. I'm looking for your name. I don't see your name. But if you contact Rodrigo, he can check based on your email, because I don't want you to share your email live on stream like that. That's probably not the best idea. But I do want to give a couple shout outs. We've got 4 laptops left out of the 10 that we just unlocked. So get them while they're hot. So a shout out to Real Shark West. Shout out to P Logan or Plogan. Welcome to the family. You're going to enjoy it. I guarantee it. In fact, we guarantee it so much that you get a 14-day money back guarantee. If it's not vibing with you, you are welcome to have all of your money back. No harm, no foul. We will continue providing you with fantastic content, because that's what we do at Benzinga. Yeah. So Bitcoin. What do you think? Are we looking?
So Bitcoin, first, the conversation is they need to change the name of cryptocurrency. It's not a currency. It doesn't need to be a currency. Gold isn't a currency. It's it's an asset that holds value to the degree if people want it. The reason why people like the reason why gold has value is because we say it does. Other than that, it's just worthless. It's a yellow piece of rock. So I say it all the time. I would love to have seen the first person that picked up a yellow rock and says, "Hey, this is worth something. Give me a chicken for it," or something. It's just why? Why is gold valuable? Because we believe in it. Well, there are enough people on the planet that believe in Bitcoin. So does it matter if you believe in it for it to have value or not? Like the head of JP Morgan, I think it was, called it fake. It's like, I can't believe a brilliant mind of finance would call something that cost $13,000 at the time fake. So yeah, just trade it like any other chart. The only difference is that it moves in fast increments. So don't try to be surgical about it. Like the other day when it crashed, I bought. That's it. That is, and you don't have to buy a whole coin. You can just buy X dollars of something. I don't know if you know that. So Ethereum is the second one chasing Bitcoin. And the concept, the way I understand it, I'm not an expert at it, but nobody is, I don't think. But the way I understand it is the selling point of Bitcoin in the earlier years is that, hey, it needs to catch up in market value to gold. So that drove it up. Now it's Ethereum that needs to catch up to Bitcoin in market value, market cap. So I think the next 2 or 3 are the smaller coins that catch up. I don't want to bother with the little ones. I want to play with the top 3, maybe Ethereum, Doge, maybe Cardano, just because ADA Cardano was started by the guy or person of Ethereum. So I figured, hey, he did it once, maybe he can do it again. It's as simple as that. It holds value. It doesn't need to be a currency. It is fluctuating. So does gold. Gold today got shellacked in the morning. I didn't check later, but the dollar spiked, gold fell.
So on the topic of Cardano and Ethereum and Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies are covered within Benzinga Pro. You can get your standard alerts for those. You're able to chart them. All of that in Benzinga Pro.
It's a fun thing. It's a lot of work on my part, but it's so much fun dealing with all these people in the chat room. Every once in a while you get one annoying person but overall I've never, today somebody had a question and I was busy doing something, and by the time I came back, somebody else, Matt 3 something to sign on, I don't remember his last name.
Yeah, Matt Murphy.
He answered. He went ahead and answered her question about something technical about options. And by the time I got back to answer it, I answered it, and I looked up, and somebody had put almost exactly the same words, like 2 strings above me. I was like, okay, so now she's heard it twice. So
there's some new people in the chat that I don't think they saw the actual chat room earlier. Maybe they came on later on in the stream. Do we just want to bring that up? So this is Benzinga Pro right here. And then on the left side of the screen there, that's your inner circle chat room with Nic Chahine, and only the people who are subscribed to that room are able to communicate in there. So you can ask about any ticker. If you were here earlier, you saw how many charts Nick was drawing out and explaining the answers to those questions.
So, and
then,
here's Ali, I think, right in the middle of the day, she said, hey, I'm in Tesla August 21st, call Butterfly. What are your thoughts on it? And then I expanded on it. It's like, fly, huh? Well, these are low odds, thread the needle. Thread the needle trades, which they pay a lot, but they are low odds. So usually if I take it, I told her how I trade it. Usually if I take it, I'm expecting a whoosh and I just get out. I don't try to thread it exactly to perfect pin it and get 9 banger. I'll take 3. What's wrong with tripling your money? It's great to make a 10x or a 9x, but those are low odds. So all day, this is what's going on. So I'm trying to scroll back up. I did not answer that guy. So I need to go back to Sri and answer that. I don't remember answering a credit call spread question. But see, legit. Okay, so Home Depot, they asked, I answered. This was one of the trades I recommended, actually, shared, I should say. NVIDIA, somebody asked, okay, if I'm short, what do I do? I answered my opinion. Baidu. So all day, this is what happened. All day. So from the minute we open in the morning, we sit at our chairs. Everybody's asking Palantir. Stock I love. Buy the dip. So I have an alert to myself to get long.
There's a free trade idea, guys.
Buy. So Palantir. So easy. So here was the drawing that I forecasted for it. A little wonky, but it's almost there. So it wasn't like perfectly hugging the line. I wanted it to dip a little bit. I was okay for it to dip a little bit, but it didn't. It just went to the neckline, and now it's breaking out in slow-mo, passing pretty important zones. And now this whole spike should not have happened. I wish it hadn't. Then this breakout would be much stronger and much more consistent. But there, so do I start here? Quiz. Do I start along right here?
In chat, let us know. Hey, and Nick, there is like a 15-second delay, so give him a second.
Okay.
So give us a 1. Do you go long at 27.43, right where the mouse is, or 2 if you don't? Let us know. Let's see if you've been paying attention. Yep, the Nic Chahine ringtones. We might throw those in with the package. We're not sure.
Hey, that was Jeopardy's song. In case you didn't.
Oh, well, all right. We're attributing a lot of quotes
Okay.
and IP to you tonight. We got a 2 from Cisco. So Cisco's
What was
saying
2?
no.
No.
Two
Okay.
is
Yeah.
no.
Good job. So Cisco has it right. No, Abdullah has it right too. So the breakout, chase it. Until then, it's a failing point. Let it fall a little bit. I mean, some people like to jump the gun. That's fine. But that's when you could possibly end up holding the bag. I'd rather miss out. But this is a stock I am already long, so I can sit in it long. But if it dips down to here, it changes nothing. It's just going to come back and burst through it even stronger and finish the job. So buying a stock going into a prior proven fail, which was the last time it was here twice, is not a good idea.
And we just got a question about the laptop thing. So where was it? Did it disappear? Oh, can you please explain 50% off in a laptop? We are tonight only. So we are running a special. If you want to join Benzinga Pro, and subscribe for Mentorship with Nic Chahine, which is an exclusive chat room with trade ideas and everything that comes with mentorship. So the strategy, watch how he trades, learn how he thinks, ask him questions, become a stronger, better, more proficient trader, and get the tool. We're giving you that 50% off, and we now have 1 laptop remaining. So if you get that now, today, with the link that I provided in chat, you will get a laptop that has at least 8 gigabytes of RAM, so that you can run all of the trading tools that you need to run along with this offer. And it is a 14-day money-back guarantee, because we believe that the people that join are the most successful. They have the highest chance of success. That's how this works. No trader left behind. You have questions, you need something figured out, ask in chat. That's what the Nic element is for. We succeed by your success. We succeed together. We trade together. So that's what that is. And I'll drop that link in there for you.
So here's the trading plan for somebody that is not long Palantir. This would be my trade if I wanted to get long Palantir. It's at a place where it's exciting, but that's where FOMO kicks in. Oh man, I got to get in. Nope, I'd rather wait. If it fades, I'll buy it in this zone, because I know there's going to be buyers. Why? Because we just learned about the point of control. Look at this long volume bar right here. A lot of people love it here. That's going to be support zone. Buyers are going to step in. It's going to take up and then try to tackle breakthrough, test it for footing, and then finish the job with resistance along the way. I mean, that is how a classical breakout happened. Now, what could foil this? Market crash, market correction, hot jobs number on Friday could foil this. But eventually, if it does and it falls into here, gift, I would sell puts and or buy calls on the dip to eventually come back and take that out, if the overall market conditions do not change.
Okay. And just to clarify, if I would have not started using Benzinga Pro, gotten into the chat room, I'd be the guy that buy calls at the top.
Yeah.
So glad Nic is there to help.
Yeah, you don't want to be that guy. Hey guys, are there any more tickers you want to take a look at?
Yeah, we had McDonald's earlier, I think. I don't think we touched on that yet, do we?
We haven't talked about McDonald's. Do you want to?
McDonald's, yeah.
Let's take a look.
You spoke food. I'm gone. Like, I'm just kidding.
I know. I'm starting to get hungry here, guys.
Okay, so I haven't looked at McDonald's recently, but these are my last drawings on it. So there is a box of interest, the range of interest. They breached it a little bit down and above, but so here, look left. The reason why I stopped it here, because that was the point of failure before. Look how long it took them. They established a really strong bottom. They came back to it, and then they are now establishing a base. If they succeed, then it could swing back up to here. So how fast are you in getting long between here and here? You're going to have resistance around this pivot point. This pivot point could be a little bit higher, but somewhere in the middle of the box. If you don't get long by the time you're here, you don't. You wait for the same Palantir setup where they break out. Look how many the clear failing points. So that is a trigger right there. I would add an alert saying open air. That's when I start looking. That's what. Now we did homework. I don't have to revisit it. Now if it fails to do this, now it becomes the bull's job to hold the progress they just did. It's okay to fall to here, but it's not okay to fall to here. Like what's happening with Boeing. They had a great breakout around 244, and then they lost it for a little bit, and then today they kind of lost it the other way, and now they're threatening to fall apart. So you don't want that to happen here. Some people like to chase breakdown in trend lines. So they draw a trend line and say, oh, it's broke down. It's fine with me, but I prefer a breakdown in level. So if the trend line breaches here, I'd rather wait for them to lose this level right here before I say, okay, it's a broken level that can chase it down. This is a cluster of support, so there will be support here. There should be buyers. So if it's falling out of bed and I get this message, I'd be encouraged to not exit. This zone has buyers because of this little cluster. So that's it. This was a resistance. Now it becomes support, kind of a deal. But it's a zone. So I will change this from an arrow to a line with another line. And then if you look at it, I haven't looked at McDonald's in a while, so let me zoom out. What is this, a daily chart? All right, so this sets the scene. Let's look at the weekly. Change time frames, folks. One time frame is not enough. Like, I just needed to see more. So now I can see clearly that they're taking, it looks like a Loch Ness monster. So it's taking another step higher, but you can put a box right there and it would give you the zone where it should stay. And just gauge where at the edges of that box you are in trying to get in for a trade or an investment. If it's an investment, I see no urgency to load up 100%. If I want to engage for the long term, I would at best take 20% of my allotment. If I usually buy 100 shares, I'll probably buy 20 to get started. This relieves the itch of actually doing something while you leave room for managing the size of the position. So 20 shares out of 100, that's reasonable.
And guys, we touched on Wish a little bit already. Rich, if you want to just rewind, you can go back and find that. Nick, Netflix, you're already on to the next one. Good.
Yep. So Netflix was really tradable in a short period of time, but I already am on a weekly chart. So the weekly chart gives you an idea of what the market wants, because every candle is a long period of time, 7 days really. So if you look at it, I can already see these 3 candles of indecision. So if you don't know what indecision, look at this one. All right, let's start with this one. So what is an indecisive candle? It's called a doji. If you've heard it, I'm going to talk to you about dojis in plain simple English. So let's consider this candle. So the way it happens is they opened here, whatever week that was in the week. And then at a certain point of the week, they hated the heck out of it. And then at other point of the week, they loved it to death. And then they said, you know what? We have no clue. I'm sorry, they opened here. And then we'll just close it about where we opened. So they open and close pretty darn close together, but they have a huge range in between. So they leave tails on the top, tails on the bottom. So they're indecisive. They kick the can. They say, we'll decide next week. They have so many of these. And if I draw a line here, draw a somewhat straight line here, I can see there are 2 of them here. There's 1 here. So they're unsure. They like both ends. They don't know what to do with it. That's why they consolidated so long. So anytime they breach above it, you remember what happened to NVIDIA? If they breach it on a weekly level, this whole range, do not short it. This is a beast of a stock because people still think it's a frothy company. Well, little minute change that happened to it, same with Tesla. It's this little blue line here. So they used to borrow in order to exist. Well, now they create their own cash flow from operations. That's the blue line. $2.5 billion here, Tesla 6. So they are not chump change anymore. They can exist without having to borrow. That is insanely different set of circumstances. So anywhere into 480 is a buy to dip opportunity with a stop, meaning if it loses this, 478, I don't know what's below it. I don't want to find out. A lot of tails, so a lot of support, but the right thing to do is to get out. Anywhere 560 is don't chase unless it breaks out, then chase it for a trade, not an investment, way up there with a whole bunch of resistance lines in the way. So that's the trade really on the weekly basis. If I go into the daily, where are my lines? Let's see if I spoke the truth. Okay, so it's in a resistance zone right now, so it's not an obvious point of entry. The breakout was somewhere down here. It's filling the gap, almost filled. So not an easy way to start long right now. I missed most of it. I would stay out. Me.
That's great. And something that I do like about just the way you do the picks in general, Nick, is that before I was a little bit of a simple option trader. I was just doing calls and puts. I didn't really know how to use all the tools that really are available as option traders, and let alone knowing when to use each one when you are in crunch time.
Yep.
So like, for example, you try to cram before a test, what happens? You fail and you get nervous and you screw up. So you have to study, you have to take it seriously, because this is financial freedom pretty much. You want to make money and learn while you do this, you have to put in the work as well. And Nick makes such a great job of really just having everything so simple to understand with that. So it has helped. Before I was just calls and puts, the worst way to trade options, I'll tell you that. So
well, they can succeed if you have a significant breakout and you're on top of it, but they're the most losers, because statistically that's what they say. So trading with a purpose, you can use them, but you better know what you're doing. And most often you get a couple of home runs, but then you get a whole bunch of losses, and then you don't realize. The problem is people get started and they don't realize, and then they look at the account and it's depleted to where it's nothing. It's not like they did one bad trade, they shorted GME or something. Although, don't do that. It's just, your point is well taken. But I don't want to completely discount the people that use options for that purpose and have success, because they're probably strong chartists and they're trading like futures trading almost.
No, for sure. Sure. It's just that, we all have different risk profiles. So like some people just
so
like
I am an aggressive person. I race cars. I fight for a sport actively. In fact, I'm entering a tournament right now. I'm 53. So it is. I ski hard. Everything I do is high risk, and when it comes to this stuff, I'm a chicken. So all of my setups are as, quote, safe as they can be. Like I said, nothing is safe. The reason why I have a high percentage is not because I'm a genius. It's because I stick to high percentage shots, and I know when I've missed something, I try not to chase. There are too many stocks to trade out there to be stuck chasing something. Like I caught Zoom and I shared it. There's no way I would share it now, because I already shared it whenever. I can't remember. Anyway, so if I know my time, I forgot. I think it's here somewhere. It's here. So if I know I missed it, I'm man enough to admit that, okay, I missed it. Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh. Okay, so look at this home run. So when we shared it on 6/2 Zoom, I shared buying a call is pretty expensive, $1,300 for one call. But guess what? It ended up being $5,500. I should update that. And $5,500 now. Last time I looked at it, it was $50. So $5,000. If somebody bought a call spread, which is less dangerous because it moves a lot slower, it's now $9 out of 10 because Zoom rallied. When we took it, it was $325. Now it's $395 almost. If somebody that sold puts and put spreads, those are my favorites, and those are the meekest, right? So I created, if I did one, I made $175, right? But in terms of safety, I didn't even need a rally for this one. It just happened. This one is, if I did 10 of these, I made $780 with finite risk. But that also didn't sweat. The risk factor was at 280. I had a big buffer. So that if I didn't do this, there's no way I would do this trade now, even if it fits the parameters. It's because I'm chasing something into resistance. Look, my chart says resistance right here. What is this? What? That is a nasty spill. So I want to see how they handle this top right there and this. I don't know if they're going to even come close to it. It had help from the virus infection headlines that caused a little tizzy the other day. In all the COVID stocks popped, like Etsy and such. So if you're chasing Etsy now, know that you're chasing a headline that happened 3 days ago. It's not an easy entry point here. Nothing against it. I'm pretty sure I recommended it along here somewhere, or I would have.
I think you did. I remember Etsy.
Yeah. So anyway, so now it's going into a pivot, like a ledge. Like you can see it. There was like a tabletop. They tried to hold here and then. So now they're going back into somebody stuck here once out. So there's definitely resistance up here. Besides, I never, as a rule, chase something that's already ran 20%. It's just not ideal. I would hate it to give my money to somebody like, I won't name names, that is already long way back and I'm handing them their profits. That I would hate that. Okay, so I missed other charts. Somebody asked about net. I don't know anything about net, so that would be a good test for me. Ooh, I have lines, so I must have covered it. Cloudflare. Okay, so let me see here. Cloudflare engages in the provisions cloud basis. All right, secure. So everybody wants to be online. So they're living in the right world right now. The whole planet wants to be online. So data everywhere. So their services are in demand. I can't get long up here. If I'm long, I would lock my profits so fast you can't even, it's not even funny. This candle worries me. That tail is a complete rejection. So if you want a finish line, it's 110. So how close to the finish line you are worries me. The dip would be buyable. The opposite candle is right here. And that was a tail right here. So if I wanted to buy it, the first place I would consider is 98-ish.
So we have 10 more laptops. so we ran out of laptops. We're going to allow 10 more laptops with at least 8 gigabytes of memory. So that's the RAM, so that you can run all of these trading tools and have all of your browser windows open simultaneously without having to deal with a slow computer. So a good trading laptop. We've got 10 more. So guys, if you want to get into Benzinga Pro with the Nic Chahine Options Mentorship Program, we are going to give you a laptop. And we're going to give you also, so not only are we going to give 50% off the mentorship program, we're going to give you a laptop for signing up with that 14-day money back guarantee. So, you know, Luke is like LMAO. We're going to go broke if Deal keeps buying laptops. so I got access to the corporate card, guys. So, so the card does have a limit, but we're going to do 10 more laptops, guys. And so once again, I'm just going to drop that link so you get the 50% off the Pro Mentorship program, and then that is how you unlock that laptop.
So somebody mentioned MSTR. That's like a Palantir type of a company, right? Artificial intelligence, or at least systems intelligence of some sort, like using data on the fly. That's an interesting chart. So technically, it looks like a cup and handle in the breakout mode, but boy, do I trust this gap up and go thing or not? So I would want to see another candle, maybe closer to 606. 606, what in the world? So anyway, yeah, those two candles are not good. So that makes me suspect this whole thing here. Let's look in the options. Is it liquid? Sometimes we get clues from the options. Part of my job every day is to look into the options, open interest. Like last week, I knew for a fact that Apple was going to run into a wall into 135. Guess what? It did. So I told everybody in the chat room, don't get long Apple if it's close to 135. It ran at workhorse. Yeah, somebody asked about workhorse earlier. It's not liquid enough for me to get anything out of it. Okay, so workhorse. You're not going to like what I have to say.
Oh no.
No. I say this because I get shellacked in social media whenever I say it could have a red tick. Not like I hate it. I don't hate it. I promise you. I'm realistic. It's a niche market, first of all. So it's not a Tesla scenario where it's going to take over the world unless they change their model. They make an ugly little truck that's functional, and it's a niche market. And I don't like, right? That's workhorse. And I don't like the fact that the whole business supposedly fell apart from one order. I don't care how big that order is. Management should have said, don't worry about it. We'll get other businesses and let's focus on the company. Instead, they fought it. They're probably still fighting it legally. So the bottom line is, for me, if it's an EV prospect, I like a P&L. There's no P&L here. There's nothing. There's nothing but expenses and promises of future stuff to happen. That's not a problem, but know that it's a speculative bet. I'm not a speculative bet type of a person. However, I am a chartist, and I can tell you with confidence that if they take out this orange line, they have a lot of upside opportunity from a trading perspective. That looks like an inverse head and shoulders with nice upside potential to probably eat away at this stinking candle. So I don't like it from an investment perspective. I am not opposed to trading it, but I don't like the fact that people double down. These are not the stocks to double down on. It's a trade for me, not an investment. I'll give you an example. Hyliion, which is really the one where I get shellacked. Actually, the most was CCIV. That was it. Lucid. So I warned people at 18. I was long. I said, as soon as it lost 18, I'm out. I'm never coming back in until they take 18 and hold it. And they never did. I repeated the process at 15. I said, get out. It's not gonna. And when it lost 18, I said it's probably going to its warrants, because everybody started saying warrant this, and I was like, what the heck is the warrant thing? So I went and looked at it, and it was like 11.5, 0.3, 0.7. I can't remember. There was millions of warrants, 12 million of them, I think, that were going to come due in December or November. So finally, the warrant came and went. When I said it's going to go to the warrant price, maybe lower, that's one pissed off everybody. So it went down to 750. It's not out of the woods yet, and these guys should have a good business. They promised a really nice semi, but it's a niche market. It's not a mass market vehicle. So it's not a bad company. It can still exist. I would trade the stock. I would not average down. One of the comments that I got was somebody borrowing on their credit card to average down behind their wife's back, and that she will be happy when he doubles the money or something. I was like, oh my God. Okay, so not a thing to do. But if this is a weekly chart, look, tail. So the first line to look for is 15. And then now they're stuck at that. And that's their first starting candle. So keep an open mind. Don't be so much in love. If you love the stock, if you really love the stock, you need to let somebody else make decisions on your behalf. Here, those are my notes, short term. Whoops. There was an opportunity, and they went halfway. They didn't fill it. Why did they go halfway? Look left. That was a prior significant level here, this whole zone. All right, so I think square. So I was long. I shared it long, and then I got out somewhere here. And then I turned my trade into an Iron Condor, which I'm kind of regretting right now because it's at 260 and 160. I should tuck that 160 up higher. I should have been more aggressive with my 160, but hindsight is 2020. So I have a decision to make: get out or defend it somehow. It's still statistically viable, but I don't see a catalyst up. It's just running on momentum right now, and I'll just wait to see what happens in the next couple of days, and I'll make up my mind as to what to do with it. Let's see here. They're being picky with what kind of laptops.
But we do have just a few left, so it's not too late. Roughneck, yeah, anyone can email Rodrigo at I think it needs to include his last name, actually, so I'll throw the email in there again. But Rodrigo Cerda, the banner at the bottom of the screen has the full email, or you can give us a call. Rodrigo and I are not leaving here tonight. until all these laptops are gone.
Okay,
So
we're down to
Uh-oh.
4 more now, so they're going to be gone pretty soon.
Please, somebody sign up.
We need to get Nick a standing desk, and he needs to go to bed. I don't know, Nick. Have you had dinner yet?
No.
Okay, all right. So four laptops to go, and Nick gets to eat.
I haven't had anything yet except coffee and soda and Mountain Dew.
Oh,
That's
the Luke Jacoby diet.
Yeah.
Good way to state that.
That's
You
why
forgot
you
the Bang.
the Bang. I do have Bang, but it's downstairs. I can't leave it.
I've seen this guy after a Bang Energy, different
Yeah.
person. It's incredible.
I seriously, I drink half of a can because somehow it just has my number. Coffee doesn't do it. I can drink a pot and go straight to sleep.
Yep.
But the Bang, for some reason, it just riles me up. So somebody is asking. They asked about Verve. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, if you're asking my permission to book profits, you've got it. If you're, I don't know what to say up here. I mean, wow, it's impressive. Katos, I've never heard of them. Defense Security Solutions. Shouldn't they all go bankrupt under Biden? I don't know. That's what the perception was. I'm not familiar with the company. The P&L looks, I mean, the revenues look stable enough. The profit margin is going the right way, so nothing against it. It's just that it's at the tail end of there's this hump over it. So breakout was here. Look, inverse head and shoulder somewhere around here. So estimate about this much ideal upside potential. So eyeball at 32. How close to 32 did it get? And how close to 32 you want to get started long? So that's the thing. So if it dips down to 28, that would be the better entry point. If it dips down to 26 or 27, that would be an ideal entry point based on this breakout. Because when they break out, if they revisit the neckline area, they will find buyers. And look, that orange line is the point of control, but it's a whole zone. I mean, they're almost all equal. So it has a lot of support here. I'm confident buying it on the dip here for a swing back up. If I'm long, I stay long and see what happens here.
All right, guys.
I don't know what that is.
Just butting in here. We've got 2 laptops left, and we are absolutely done with the laptops after that. That go with this pro mentorship. I just want to give a real quick shout out to the last few that got in. Very big congratulations and a big warm Benzinga welcome to Mark. And I think it's either D Doge or D Doggy. Welcome. Rich, welcome to the family. Guys, remember, try it out, get in there, dive in, get wet, come out and make sure you like it, make sure you love it. We know you're going to, and you know what, if you don't, 14-day money back guarantee on that subscription. I'll drop that link in one more time. Remaining 2 laptops.
So somebody's asking about Viacom C. So here's the thing. I issued a breakout off of this line here somewhere in the chat room. I said it's broken out. And at here, it's failing where it should have failed. If you look left, that's exactly where it failed last. That was the last failure, and it failed there. That's normal. You want to see what it does here. If it catches this, that's fine. And if they take this out, that's fine. So I think for it to do this again, it needs a Reddit thing, because this, where am I? This rally was not warranted. So whatever was going on here, I don't know what it was about, was not warranted. So this shellacking was not warranted, but it was fixing a problem. Why do I say this? Because nothing in the P&L tells me that this was warranted. I mean, flat sales, flat to diminishing sales, lower margins. Let me see the income statement here. Revenues 13, 27, 27, 25, 26. So why is it skyrocketing? Was there news? Maybe there was, maybe there wasn't. So up to you to do some homework. But logically, I wouldn't expect a huge spike unless it's Reddit related. In other words, you might want to cut this off and imagine like it wasn't there and trade it based on that. So now I showed you where the lines of resistance are going to be. So keep those in mind. And where, so if I'm not long, how about this? I would wait for a trigger above 47.50. In fact, I will do it here. This would be my trigger. So now I set it. Now, I did have a trigger to get long down here, but I did not act on it. So I should have. but I
You
didn't.
can't act on all of them, Nick.
Right, exactly, right. So I would buy the dip or chase the rip. I have an acronym for that in the chat room. It's BDBR. So buy the dip or buy the rip.
There you go. And really quick, let's do one more ticker. I just want to remind folks, we're down to one. We got the one last laptop, and I think we're gonna let Nick eat dinner after we get this last one out. But I just want to share my screen really quick, just so if we have any remaining questions. So this is the Benzinga Pro options mentorship package. So the man that you hear speaking is Nic Chahine, veteran, longtime options trader. Fantastic, as you've seen demonstrated, with just fundamental technical analysis of any asset. So this subscription that we've been talking about is Benzinga Pro, which is the Benzinga due diligence tool with the scanner, the alerts, the screener, the charting, the news feed, the news alerts, all of the tools that you need to research the stock market and the cryptocurrency market in real time to be an active trader, swing trader, scalper, day trader, even active investor. Is the tool. That's the technology. That's the platform. You're getting that with exclusive access to the live trading chat room with Nic Chahine, where he is covering everything that you've seen today. This is what everything that you've seen today. That's just a day for Nick.
Yep.
And that's what's happening in the chat room. This is what it is. But you also get those elements of mentorship. So here where Nick is answering your questions, you're getting that whenever you need to in the chat. That's what this is about. And it's normally that 3,367 for the annual, but with the code they're offering now, it is 50% off, which gets that to a lifetime 50% off discount for every year that you're subscribed for just $1,600 and some change. Like I said before, if you are going to be an active investor, if you're going to consider yourself a trader, invest in yourself. I cannot think of a better package that's going to give you access to not only all of the tools that you need to be successful, the tech, but the mentorship that is of someone that is not only going to answer your questions, show you how to think about things, make you a better decision maker in the market, but also just straight up giving you trade ideas. If Nick is making a trade, you're going to hear about it in the chat. You're going to see the setup. You're going to get the step-by-step. You're going to get the explanation. You're going to get the research on the stock, all that kind of stuff. But not only that, if you get it now, you're going to get a laptop with it. With at least 8 gigabytes of RAM. So like this is like the trader starting pack for just $1,683.50 per year. Like absolutely bonkers. And if you're not happy with it, if you don't feel like you can make your money back and then some with this, it's a 14-day money back guarantee. End of story. So there you go, guys. That's all I'll say on this. We want to just get rid of this last laptop, and we're going to let our man Nic Chahine get some dinner so he can come back tomorrow morning at 4 a.m. his time and get right back into the markets. Herma says, Nick, you are a slim guy. Nick is a professional fighter. Or Nick, would you say amateur or
amateur? I don't get paid.
He doesn't get paid. He beats people up for free.
I do spar pros and semi-pros. But,
so you stay slim, you drink the Diet Mountain Dew, you fight, and you're in the market. So that's what you're getting into here is with Nick. So guys, that's the deal. If you guys, can you drop the link one more time in chat, and then I'll check our laptop status. And Nick, I'll let you get right back to it.
All right. So I had a couple of questions in there. One was Neo. Finally, after hours, Neo right now took out the early morning spike out of nowhere. It's at $51. So somewhere around here. So my point about Neo is I did share it long a while back. I wouldn't get long here to see what happens with these 3 candles. So it's challenging this one candle. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but the point is this was a big failed island, and then it came after a big fail 2-3 day stint. This was during the NASDAQ shellacking. And so it wasn't so much Neo's problem, but it was caught up in the shellacking of the NASDAQ. Tesla, remember Tesla, how fast it fell? And Neo trades with Tesla almost all the time. And they tried to reverse it, and they immediately puked it. And then they tried again and failed miserably. And now they're back at it. So the breakout was here, and this is towards the goal that I had drawn. By the way, these lines are drawn ahead of time, so it's not like I fit the lines and I'm on record with it. So not an ideal entry point, but I can't short it because of it. And if you're fast enough, you can get in and out, fine. But as a swing trade opportunity, it's not. As a momentum trade opportunity for fast traders, it's doable. Somebody talked about QS, QuantumScape, I think. This is so I'm an electrical engineer, so I still remember some of my basics. And I read up on this company. Folks, this is a binary company. They will either do it or fail, and I will bet on them failing, not because I want them to, because they're trying to implement something at a scale that I don't think is physically feasible with our lifetime. They want a solid state battery to be active in a full-blown car under load in any temperature. I don't think so. It's not doable. They could do it on a smaller scale, but on a bigger scale, I don't think they can do that. And it sounds like they're putting all their eggs into the EV basket. If I was them, I would look into other trees just in case the EV doesn't work out. I'm not an expert. Technically, it's not an entry point until they beat this. They've had these little loops. You want them to break out of the loop and definitely not break down from the loop. But I would not average down. It's okay to bet on the upside. I say they're likely to fail, but it's okay to take the other side and set a set amount, and I would sit on it. That's it. I wouldn't add to it. I wouldn't worry about it. They either do it or they don't. I'm either up big or lost my money on the spec investment bet, not investment. That was one, and I think there was one last one I missed. AMD. I'm not going to answer AMD because the guy was being no, I'm just kidding. Because Eric was like, AMD. What do you want to know? I like AMD as a company. This is not an entry point for me. Is that the short story? I think I will have an opportunity to get long AMD under $70 this year. I said it. So I think so. This is not an obvious. I'll tell you why. Because look at this nice, giant, consolidated zone. It doesn't have a base. It's floating on air. I say it's built on a stick with holes in it. That's not an ideal scenario for building a lot of upside. You need to come back and fix this at some point. What will bring it down here? I don't know. Variant G? I don't know. So we'll see. It's we don't know. Somebody said that earlier. Was it Rodrigo? He said we don't know what we don't know.
We don't know what we don't know until Nic Chahine shows us. Correct.
No, see, Nick knows that I know for a fact that I don't know what I don't know. So I am definitely missing some stuff. And what would make it? What would make it lose this line? I don't know. But it's in resistance. I would rather get into. It's too late for me.
All right, guys, we did just sell the last subscription that came with a laptop. So big congrats to P18. This is not a human name, but I get your guys' email addresses, so I can't. So some of you use your real names, but I'll just say the first part so people don't dox you. P18. Congratulations, my friend, and welcome to the family.
I know him. It's Payteen. I know him.
All right, well there you go, Payteen. You and Nick already know each other. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us for this session. I want you to know that even though we are out of laptops, the deal still stands. Until midnight tonight, we will honor 50% off the annual subscription to this mentorship. And I'll tell you what, we're doing the 14-day money-back guarantee, which is an extension, Nick loves you, is an extension of our normal money-back guarantee program because we believe in this so much. And in addition to that, here's the whole idea with that. If you don't like it and you don't feel like you can make your subscription, you can earn your subscription back through trading, which this is all about, get your money back within the first 2 weeks, no problem. And if you do, we'll be come talk to us when you're buying that the 16 monitor setup with your brand new PC tower that you built. All right, this laptop is going to be a joke. So the laptop's great for you guys just getting started. We love if it helps you get off the fence. It equips you so that you can actually trade and be active if the technology is a barrier. We love being able to provide a great starter package for folks, and then the ongoing guidance. But guys, trust me when I say that the folks that follow Nic, the folks that are using Benzinga Pro, sticking to a disciplined strategy, known triggers. Remember when I said it's not about whether it's bullish or bearish, it's about the why. When you know the why, when you understand it, that is the path to success and making market money in these markets. That is the path to paying off your subscription and buying whatever laptop you want. So guys, I want to thank you guys so much for joining us for this session on a Tuesday night, investing the time in your education. Rodrigo, Jonathan, great to see you as always. And Nic, my man, I think it might be time for dinner.
It is time for dinner. I think I'm going to go remodel the doghouse. So it'll be comfortable tonight.
Oh, geez. All right, guys. Everyone send your best wishes and prayers for Nic. He is sacrificing.
She's awesome.
Okay. So shout out to Nic's loving family for putting up with him. And guys, speaking of family, everyone that got in, so damn many of you guys, I think we got like 60 people into the Benzinga Options program. Welcome to the family. You are now family members. We've got your back. You guys have each other's back. We are trading together. All right. We are working on a strategy for success. You're never left behind. No trader left behind here. So guys, love, heart from Nic Chahine. We'll see you next time on Benzinga Live.
Definitely. That was fun.
All right.
Thanks, Nic.
Night,
Take
guys.
care, everyone.
Thank you, Nic.
Yep.
Thank you.
And guys, so now that it's down to Rodrigo, me, and Jonathan. If you guys have any questions about the subscription, go ahead and just drop those. We'll stick around for like 5 more minutes, like very specific stuff. So if you have like tickers and stuff like that, next time, tune in tomorrow and maybe ask about your tickers. But if you have questions specifically about the subscription, now is the time to ask. That link is still in chat. We're out of laptops, but I mean, honestly, the laptop is like a very small thing compared to the value that you're getting with that subscription.
That's true.
So there is like a 15-second delay on the audio and video to get to you guys and to when we start to see your responses. So we'll just wait around and see if you guys have anything to say. Other than that, out here on the East Coast, we're getting ready to go to bed, guys.
Like my wife has literally called me 5 times within the past half hour. She's like,
geez.
"Where in the world are you?"
Yeah, Benzinga making wives angry.
She's like, "Sure, you're at the office."
I mean, let me know if you need a note or something like that, Jonathan. All right, guys. Yep. Hemant says, and a laptop every year. I got to be honest, we're not doing a laptop every year of your subscription, but you're allowed to buy one yourself. I promise you that if you are the type of person that likes to update your laptop every single year, being a successful trader is something that will allow you to do that. Any training on setting up workspaces on Benzinga Pro? Do one of you guys want to take that one?
Absolutely. So I do 4 or 5 live group sessions every week. Plus we have one-on-one sessions available to help you set up your custom workspaces. So for specifically on the training sessions, you can email onboarding@benzinga.com. I'll say for training sessions, and we'll get you all set up. So we've got some group demos that just basically go through all the tools. We didn't really cover a lot of that today other than the chat room, but we'll make sure that you're able to use it, that you understand it, and apply it to your trading strategies.
Right.
Yeah.
That's really how this should be used if you really want to get the full value. So this is really how I picture this happening. You're going to get daily trades from Nic on the chat room. So Nic is giving you his daily watch list per se. You have the tool right there. You don't even have to open a new window. In your Benzinga Pro, you can go look at the breaking news that's in there, read SEC filings, offerings, lawsuits, whatever it is. Something that happened to me the other day. I was in another brokerage trying to make a trade. I'm not going to say the name, but there was a 200% move and there was no news in the brokerage news system. So then I go to my pro and I see there's a bunch of articles that are written by our editors, Benzinga editors, and also the news that we publish, that we license to other brokerages. So after that moment, I said to myself, I can't use these brokerages that are not focused on the news, because news moves the markets. And if you're trading on the lack of news, you don't have an edge. You need to have an edge in this market. And that's really where pro kicks in. So you do your research, and you can also come back to Nic, ask him for his feedback on that trade and the strategy that you're trying to use. And he can tell you right away, like he did to me. I told him, hey, I want to buy calls on the meme stock. He's like, whoa, hold on there, cowboy. I would consider doing a call spreader. But he gives me that feedback that I need, because when it comes to knowing options is one thing. When it comes to knowing what type of option trade to take, when you are in the middle of the trade, of the grind, when you're seeing your equity go up and down, our judgment can get clouded. Just like when you take an exam and you crammed it, you get nervous, you forget everything. So that's why the mentorship kicks in so well, because it's repetition. We have that system that we communicate as a group, and we work together to get the best trades. And you have all the tools to really verify that trade. Do the due diligence. Do you like it? Do you not like it? That's fine. Nic is going to give you like 5 trades a day. You can pick and choose. So that's really the beauty of this, and the fact that you have real-time access to Nic, not just to get you in a good trade, but also maybe to get you out of a bad trade. And when it comes to that, I mean, you can tell me, who would you trust? Baby Toes 89 on Reddit username, or would you trust Nic Chahine, the options king of Benzinga? So
I trusted Baby Toes for way too long, Rodrigo. It's put me in the wrong direction. So hey, this is good. Is that a real username, by the way?
Baby Toes 89. Yeah, he's quite popular there, you know.
Oh, really?
On the Reddit forums.
Okay, so I feel bad. All right, so sorry respect Baby Toes. Sorry about that. Didn't know that you had that kind of clout. So Toriano, which by the way I saw that you joined the family, so big congrats to you. Toriano's asking, what does the options activity signals mean in the shopping cart?
Yeah, we didn't cover the options activity data in today's presentation, but basically these are just gigantic options trades that indicate sentiment on particular stocks. And this can set up some fantastic swing trades or day trades. So we all know that some people are in the know, even though they might not supposed to be, or you know,
you mean like people with the inside information, right?
Yeah.
Hedge funds or people that know people at the company, that kind of thing.
Information gets leaked, and then if you see a hedge fund dropping 300 grand on calls and then doubling down and then tripling down all within 15 minutes, you know, they might have some sentiment on the stock. And that's exactly the type of data that you can find on the unusual options activity calendar. All of that is included with the options mentorship bundle.
Normally you have to pay more, right?
Yeah, normally you'd have to pay more. You'd have to pay like $350 a year just for access to that data. All of that is included on the package that you're getting 50% off of tonight using that Nic50 code.
So
awesome.
The cherry on top of the cake right there is that the unusual options activity also tells you if it was purchased at the bid or at the ask. So you know if it's somebody that's desperate to get out of those contracts, or if it's somebody who's desperate to get into those contracts. You're looking at that kind of activity, pre-earning run. Somebody knows something. They're putting their money on the line. You're seeing that they're buying. It's going to give you X amount of contracts, open interest, and if it was purchased at the bid or at the ask, that is almost the most important factor when I'm looking at unusual options activity. Is somebody desperate to get in, and with how much money? Or is somebody desperate to get out, with how much money? So, yeah, and I filter it by my watch list as well. So I'm only looking at what I want to look. I'm not looking at all the other noise that the market has. I'm focused. It saves me time, it saves me stress. And that's how I use unusual options activity.
Can you pull it up, Jonathan? And so this unusual options activity, this concept, this is, if you guys are familiar with the Nigerian brothers, That's the guys with the ponytails on CNBC. They've written books on this. This is like their big thing. Like, they pull them up on CNBC, like, hey, we got some options activity we got to say about it. They're like, blah, 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 blah. Because they're watching the options chain. Because it's all public. The options that are bought and sold. So you're able to see this activity. Now they've written books on this, and it's like their most famous one is Follow the Smart Money. The concept is that whether it's someone at the company or someone like a Martha Stewart that knows somebody, or a hedge fund that's greasing some palms to get some information, or even people that know people in government, or government officials, something's about to pass, or they've made a deal. Like, this is all, frankly, for the most part, or not, maybe not for the most part, a lot of it is coming from bad activity, right? But we can see it on the tape, and we can use it for an edge in trading. That is why people that understand this concept follow the smart money. People that know something is going to come up use unusual options activity as an indicator, whether it's adding confidence to a position that you're already in or giving you an idea. It's a very useful tool for getting an idea of there might be a catalyst upcoming. There's a good likelihood there's a catalyst upcoming. And yes, this is all real time. Everything's real time. That's what we're all about at Benzinga. That's why we try to be different than, you name it. With every tool, whether it's our scanner or which Jonathan is organizing his unusual activities calendar right now. You can organize the columns, you can organize your filters, what type of stocks you're looking for, all that kind of stuff. All that kind of stuff. All of this stuff is in real time. So you can use this to inform you through the day. Great for day trading, also great for swing trading. I'm a swing trader. I don't know about you guys, but 9 to 5 at least. Let's face it, it's more than that. It's usually earlier than that and later than that. It's 10:39. We're doing a webinar. But I'm working. I have a full-time job. I don't consider myself a full-time day trader. I'm a swing trader, so I'm getting the information that I need, and I want it accurate, all in one spot, and having the confidence of a community of people who are also looking at the same thing, because I have confirmation bias. If I think something's a good idea, I might enter it, but I want to check it against other people's opinions. That's why it's great to have friends like Nic in my corner, checking that. And then I want to be able to enter at a time that works with my work schedule. So what I do is every day at 3:45 p.m., I'm on Eastern time. I have my Amazon Echo, an alarm goes off, and then all of my ideas, my trade ideas, I just confirm that everything's all right. And then 15 minutes before the close, I either open or close all of my positions. And that's just the way I do it. That's how I make it work as a person that works full time, and then also makes money in the markets.
And someone was asking in the chat earlier, like what type of account size you need to benefit from this. If you had someone that had $1,000, and my answer is if you have $1,000, after getting access to the platform, then you absolutely could take advantage of this. You trade a little bit differently than if you have 50 grand or 25 grand. But you can still take advantage of these bullish or bearish, outlooks, the support and resistance levels. You can paper trade and learn while you build up your capital and save up more capital. And with Nic, remember, it's all about risk management. So you can prevent yourself from losing that $1,000 that you have, and instead grow it to 1,500, then 2 grand, then 4 grand, then 8 grand, etc., and really build up what will become a day trading account.
For sure. One of the things I do love on how we can use the unusual options activity is that something I like to do is that, when it comes to the S&P 500, there's a handful of stocks that move the majority of it, percentage-wise, market cap. So I do like to run unusual options activity on stocks like Facebook, Google, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, because if all those stocks are going down, you bet your bottom dollar S&P will very likely go down. So if I'm able to see the unusual options activity on the main stocks that move, the market, that gives me a future sentiment, right? Of, hey, okay, I'm seeing a lot of people are buying a lot of puts on Apple, a lot of puts on Google, a lot of puts on Facebook. You don't have to be a genius to figure that one out. Tech is going down. something's going on, right? So imagine you see that information, you go back to Nic, get on the trading strategy, and that's how you do it.
Yep. How do we turn this into a trade? How do we turn this into a setup? That's a really good thing to point out is like just the unusual options activity. You can use it just to get an idea of what's happening on the macro environment. So those blue chip stocks that lead the queues, your Apples, you can just set it to look at those and then get an idea of what the big or so-called smart money is doing. And let's face it, they have more access to more information than retail traders ever will have. That's why they call us the dumb money. That's how they are considered the smart money. We're the dumb money. And so we're just looking at their actions that is public knowledge and using it to get an edge. But you can also do that for smaller stocks. You can check it. Like I know for a while I was having a pretty good time over the summer scalping options on DraftKings. And just getting the unusual options activity on DraftKings was a great way to see when the pivot was going to happen, when our strong upward trend that we had last summer was coming to a close. So it's just a really useful tool. And yeah, it's completely included with the subscription that we're making available tonight for half off.
Awesome. And yeah, I mean, we didn't even have time to cover all of these tools tonight, but that's where those training sessions come in handy. Also, inside of Benzinga Pro, you've got this blue bubble in the bottom right corner. So our team is available. Other than Nic being there to train you day in and day out on how to trade, find those trade ideas, you can very quickly access our help team. You can access our news desk to ask them what's going on with a particular stock. Or you could just give us a call and a real person will answer on the other end of the phone. Probably me or Rodrigo, but that's what we're here for. And we're very excited that we can empower your trading.
I think the Ask a News Desk thing is the craziest thing. Like the fact that we do it always, I sometimes I forget that that's a feature that we have. Like if you don't understand a news headline or you're curious about like how to interpret something, or if you have an inkling, like a tip or something where something's not covered, you can talk to the team of reporters, analysts, researchers, journalists that are on the Benzinga News Desk. You have a direct line to them through Benzinga Pro. Like they're sitting, like you'll literally just ping them. They'll get a chat message from a pro user, and it's their job to talk to you while you're trading, while you're investing. These are the people that are writing the headlines that show up on every brokerage in North America. Whatever brokerage you're using, you've got Benzinga News on it. You've got Benzinga data. And it's written by the people that you get a direct line to when you're a Benzinga Pro subscriber.
That's a great point. I mean, we don't usually tell people this, but we charge like trading firms like 20 grand a year just for access to that.
Yep.
I mean, so that's what you guys have access to every day, where if you're following a particular company on earnings, you want to hear any whispers on that company, any sentiment on the street, then you can ask our team, hey, do you know an analyst that has a really good pulse on this firm? And they can look that up for you.
Yep. Yeah, so that's that. I mean, that's just one. I mean, this thing's so packed, it's insane.
Well, the best part is really that sometimes you see news that you're only finding on Benzinga Pro. And, it's just that we need to give the traders the edge. Benzinga is made for the retail trader.
Yep.
We're made for the small trader. We're not made for hedge funds. We're not, they use Bloomberg. They pay $5,000 a month. We guys are charging you a fraction of a fraction. You get more data than you could get there. We specialize in U.S. markets. And the fact that you can have everything in one place instead of running around like I did when I started with 30 different tabs open, my computer was crashing, it couldn't take on the workload. And all I have to do now is just have one window open. And that's for my Benzinga Pro. I have everything there. SEC filings, which I like to read. When there's an acquisition, I like to read the exact numbers, everything as it is. I don't like to go on public forums and chat rooms that people are spreading lies, FUD. I'd rather trade with a community that we all have the same goal. We're all here to make money. We're all here to learn from each other. So it doesn't matter if you're a beginner, if you're advanced, we're all here to do the same thing. We're all trading with Nic. We're all here to be profitable. So we're glad that you are giving us a chance to help you with your trading journey. And we'll do our best to make sure that it's an unforgettable one, right?
Absolutely. And guys, you know, if you're not ready for the mentorship, or if that's not for you, like I can't convey enough. Like Benzinga Pro on its own is just exceptional in every way. Among any of the tools that you're going to get, number one, I can guarantee you're not going to get customer service anywhere close to what you get with Benzinga Pro. You are not, like, you as a Benzinga Pro family member, you are going to know people by their name. They are going to know you by your name. They're going to recognize you every time that you have an issue, if you have one or you have a question. And we pride ourselves on always having a human there to cover you. Make sure, once again, like I said, that no trader is left behind when you're on the platform, whether you go with the Pro Mentorship bundle that we're talking about today, or with a more standard, like the Benzinga Pro Essential package, which is like, this is incredible stuff. The stuff that we're talking about right now, without Nic Chahine, this is still just outstanding. You've got your charting for your technical analysis side. You've got your company financials. If you go to, Jonathan, if you don't mind going to the overview tab on the details widget, you've got your complete company snapshot for doing all of your fundamental research on any company. You've got it here. You can pull up all of their old documents, press releases, SEC filings, all of that stuff here to cover your fundamentals. You've got a chat, like-minded traders. We've got some great traders in our chat. I mean, we regularly have what we call happy hours, which is where, like, how often are we doing those now, Jonathan? Is it once a week still, or is it more often?
I think it's still 4 times a week, Monday through Thursday, 4 to 5 p.m. I mean, you're talking hundreds of traders in these chat rooms, and that's not even talking about the options inner circle chat. Hundreds of traders, and then you get maybe 40 to 60 of them right now on a regular basis not every day of the week, 4 days a week, building watch lists, sharing trade ideas. Take your trading theses and ask, someone else with more experience. I love this BZ day trading chat room because, there's this guy, Sandman, who mentors one of our colleagues, Ryan, in there. He has 4 decades of trading experience. If he gives me a watch list with support and resistance levels and the reason why he's following those companies, maybe I should take a second look. If he's profitable day in and day out, and we don't even pay him. He comes on webinars with us and he's like, guys, I don't want any money. I'm just here for the community. So you get all of that as a part of Benzinga Pro. And I see a question here from, I don't know how to pronounce that, but from G. What about providing guidance to opening positions on options for those new to options, including straddles? Well, what's awesome about Nic is he gives you multiple ways to execute a position on a company if you're bullish or bearish. So it just depends on your trading account size, your experience level, and your risk appetite. So if you're not comfortable doing a straddle yet, he'll walk you through step by step. And we have resources that can take you step by step through setting up a straddle. And you can do it on a paper trading account at first. So if you're not comfortable, do it like a dozen times on a paper trading account, get comfortable with it, and then execute the heck out of that with Nic on the options trading chat room.
Yep. And then, so we're getting a question. So you can see on Jonathan's screen. So Jonathan obviously works at Benzinga. So he has access to all the beta features that we have in Benzinga Pro. So you see the buy and sell buttons. We got a question about executing on the platform. Those are not available outside of beta or outside of the internal use right now. That is something that I'm not going to give a timeline on that, but we do want to in the future allow you to execute on the platform. But to be honest, it's such a low barrier. Like have your brokerage open, have Benzinga Pro open. That's the way to do it. I mean, like right now, your brokerage is going to be the best at getting you the right fills, letting you execute more elaborate trades, letting you execute. I mean, if you want to do an Iron Condor, that's something where you're going to be best off using a brokerage to execute that. So that's not a feature that we're highly prioritizing. We're much more focused on getting you information that gives you an edge over other traders. That's what, like, if you want to ask us what our product roadmap is, it's how do we get information that's going to give you an edge in a way that you can understand, of course. Easy to read, easy to understand. That's going to give you an edge so that you can start winning that battle of information arbitrage.
Absolutely. And good question from Grant. Does this pro membership include financial advising? No, this is not financial advice. And if you think about it, what do you really want to do? Do you want to, I mean, I have a financial advisor, so I don't have anything against financial advisors, but do you want to just blindly follow someone else? Or do you want to take control over your own finances, over your own financial freedom, learn the market step by step, and really beat the markets? That's the goal, right? We want to grow our wealth, grow our income. And then, if you're making income with options, then where do you put that income? You put it in your long-term holding account that grows over time. That's your wealth. And then you continue to grow your income through trading. So that's the game plan.
And on the topic of financial advisors, listen, if you're going to set me down with a financial advisor that's going to tell me what stocks he wants me to put my money in, I want him trading them too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, all right, let's trade them together. How about that? So that's I mean, financial advisors, I mean, there's the fiduciary distinction between, like, whether you're a designated fiduciary or not, which is really a distinction between whether you're a salesperson or not, basically selling stock packages. So I mean, advice, I would put the sort of like TM or copyright logo thing at the end of advice there. It's or put it in heavy quotations. I'm much more interested in someone that's actively investing and doing it with me, so we're succeeding together. I 365 days out of the year, if that's the option, I would take.
Absolutely. And I think some people are newer in here that might have not seen all of the different ways that Nic teaches people how to trade on a weekly, daily basis. You've got daily trades right here in the chat rooms, all of these different charts, and weekly weekend sessions, those video sessions with subscribers teaching you how to trade options. So again, if you're new to options, it can be very overwhelming. I was completely overwhelmed when I first started, delving into options, but you just take it, you just break it down one step at a time. And we've got a ton of resources for you. So just shoot an email to Rodrigo. He'll get you set up. And then we have a whole library of resources. We can help you to learn how to trade. And I might as well say it again. Nic has a 90% win rate. If you can get a 90% win rate anywhere else, then I'll pay you. I mean, I'm dead serious. If you can get a 90% win rate anywhere else, I will pay you. I'll pay you $1,000. So I mean,
take them up on it, guys.
Yeah,
you can start looking.
Show me that 90% win rate. I'll give you verified, and I will give you $1,000. But first of all, you should definitely sign up for this 50% off package and start winning with Nic and all the other tools that Benzinga Pro has to offer.
True. I would look, something I do sometimes, I like to do sympathy plays. So I go to peers right up top there on the pro chart, and I look at the other stocks in the same sector. And for the people that are a little bit more on the, you like to calculate, PEs and all that stuff, you have a full list of competitors where you can do a full review of their financials, calculate, their price to equity ratios, debt to income ratios, everything that you're trying to calculate, you have the financials. So if you're really in that camp of you like to, measure on future earnings and all that, you have all the tools to do it and measure competitors and see if some of these stocks are cheaper when you're looking at the PE ratio, right? So, or comparing to future earnings. So if you really want to get a deep dive, there are equity firms that use this platform, just like there are retail traders who are starting to learn that use this platform. So, how this can help you, it's what you want to trade. There's thousands of ways you can trade. We're giving you the tools, and you find your own rhythm.
Absolutely. I mean, Nic only trades stocks that are quality, that because he would like to own them at a discount if the trade goes against him. In that little 10% margin of it going against him, it's like, I'll take it at a discount. What's wrong with that?
Yep.
Or about a month ago, I was speaking at a trading conference in Las Vegas, and we took a deep dive into fundamentals. And those guys that I was learning from and then also teaching with, they use Benzinga Pro day in and day out. Their core is fundamentals. I talk with a lot of day traders that are more concerned with the technical aspects, but you got a lot of firepower here as well on the fundamental side.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, absolutely. Like you guys know me. I swing real hard on the technical analysis side, but you've got to know what you're getting into. You've got to know. Like I thought Nic did a really good job with QS. Can you pull up QS?
Yeah.
And the reason that I like this is because I was looking at it previously, and he brought up something that was totally fundamental that the chart doesn't tell you this. But I'm looking at QS, and if you just want to go to the regular chart. And let's get it. Yeah. So I'm looking at QS and I'm saying, okay, it's got a nice broad base here at the bottom. It's really found its lowest level, some solid support here. Now I'm looking for an opportunity to buy at its lowest low. I like stocks that have these broad bases, but then Nic pointed something out. I'm pretty sure it was QS where he said, this is a binary company. So this company relies on one product to be successful or not. Right. So if this product is successful, pop. But then if this product, which is using some fringe or cutting edge technology, is not successful, it goes nowhere, and your money at worst is lost, depreciated. At best, is flat, and you just made a wasted opportunity on a better stock. So the fundamentals.
Is this the company that's working with Volkswagen?
I mean, this is the solid state batteries,
Yeah.
and they're only doing EV. So
Bill Gates is backing this one. I think there was a short report on this one when it dropped really hard, and I just so happened to see that breaking news on Benzinga Pro because I couldn't find it on the other brokerage. I didn't know why it was dropping. I didn't know, and I had to check in Benzinga Pro, and that's when I saw that the short report had come out. So I was able to get out before things got pretty bad there.
Yeah, so that's Rodrigo. You bring up the why is it moving? So that's one thing that Benzinga Pro will always answer for you. If there is movement, Benzinga Pro will answer for you. Why is it moving? In fact, it does it so well that we have an acronym for it. WIIM. Why is it moving? And Jonathan here has filtered his newsfeed by WIIM. We call it WIM. And these are just anytime there are big movers for the day. This is exactly in one or two sentences why the darn thing is moving. And I mean, how cool is that? We are always on top of what is the catalyst.
Time is money.
Exactly right. If this thing is swinging in another direction and you're thinking you're going to buy the dip, you better know why it's moving. And that's what Benzinga Pro has here for you.
Absolutely. And so just to reiterate that, here on the newsfeed, you just click on categories, you scroll down to the bottom, and you click that WIIM. Why is it moving? And then you're good to go. And you have all those key headlines.
And then also, if you're just looking at the ticker and if it's moving for the day, Jonathan, right, it should show you on like the individual ticker details page too. Like if there's a big move, it'll say why.
Right, like right here. You just one sentence. Shares are trading lower after the company reported a common stock offering. I scroll down here. Oh, look, Globe Newswire came out at 4:01 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
I scroll down, and this is also tagged. I don't know why in the world it's tagged with contracts, but that's also a part of my filtered newsfeed. So whether it's tagged with contracts or offerings, you're immediately, there we go, offerings. No size disclosed at 4:02. So just getting that as quickly as possible.
Go to that document really quick so you can see the white document just a little bit. Notice the green text. So something really cool that we have here is one is I think so. Rodrigo mentioned he wants to see the original document. He doesn't want to read a journalist or reporter's interpretation of it, or that might have built-in bias because we're all human. You're getting the document in its entirety as it was written. That's what the hedge funds are trading on. That's what's moving the price action. But Benzinga Pro automatically highlights key figures within the document. So if you're like me and you don't read word for word virtually anything on the planet, it's highlighting the key things that you're looking for, so your eyes can go right to them. This is all about making information easier to consume so that you can act on it.
Absolutely.
There's one thing that traders always ask. It's how can I get in before the big pop, right? So let's just break that down a bit. A lot of the trading that's happening in the markets is done by algos these days. You know, they depending on the news, depending what's coming out, the algorithms have a certain way of buying or selling certain sectors. So, Jonathan, I think you're pretty good with this with the news feed when you can search for contract. So the closest that you can get to really getting in there before the pop, you search for contracts. Jonathan is the expert in doing
I know where you're going with this, Rodrigo,
Yeah.
and I love it.
Yeah. So you can see pretty much, and you can get alerted, right? Whenever, like if you're trying to see all the companies that were awarded a contract or
Yep.
won a contract. So I can set up, let's say I run a hedge fund. I will set up an algorithm that whenever any ticker, I don't care what it is,
Mhm.
has the word awarded contract, my algo is going to buy. The closest thing you can get to beating the algo is doing what they do, being able to search the news like you can filtering it here with Benzinga.
So guys in chat, why let us know when we got that 15-second delay, so we'll wait a second. Why do you think a news headline or a rumor or something that's published that says that a company was awarded a contract or they have a new contract, why do you think that key phrase is important for a stock? Let us know in chat. We'll wait like 10 or 15 seconds. And Joshua, we're pumped too, man. Cannot wait to see you. Cannot wait to see you.
That's why we're here at 11 o'clock Eastern.
I'll be tired when I wake up. I'm 31 years old. Every morning when I wake up, I feel like I got hit in the face with a piece of wood. I don't know what that is, but I have a cup of coffee. I sit down, and I love just looking at the markets, getting in there with the chat room, seeing what everyone else is doing, because it's fun on its own. Even if it's just a hobby, it's fun on its own. The fact that it pays you, there's just nothing better than it. So yeah, like I'm glad to be up late hanging out with you guys and very excited for tomorrow morning. We got some very simple explanations. Story drives buyers. Finding the catalyst are the key part to the puzzle. Absolutely, these are why headlines are a key component in every single major market move. And the contract thing, Rodrigo, this is my take on contracts, which basically contracts usually mean that the company is now able to sell more of their products somehow, whether it's a distribution deal or some type of merger or anything like that. It is a business change that opens up a stream of revenue for the company. Unless, there's also the possibility of a contract not going through, which can be a negative catalyst.
Like Workhorse, when they didn't get the contract.
There you go. So that's an example of a headline where if you wanted to set up your news feed and just put WKHS Workhorse and contract on your news feed and set your alerts and have that going for that whole, like, I don't know how long we were sitting there waiting to find out if they were going to get the delivery contract, that would be the way to do it. That would be to get the notification.
And you know, Neal, that whenever an award comes out or any of these like breaking news involving a company winning an award, the stock starts moving right away. It will not wait for you. Okay? It won't. So you want to get in before the pop, you need to know what's happening, why it's moving.
Yep. So that is, yep. And I see where you went with that, Rodrigo. That's answering the question. How do you get in before the major moves? That's it. And Richard, man, we love you. So glad to have you guys. And just again, we got 60 or so new members on that 50% off subscription deal today. If any of you guys are still watching, we're so excited for what we have ahead. We have nothing but opportunities ahead, and it's just a lot of fun. We are looking forward to making money together. And guys, Wim's a good whim. That's a good one, man. Come on, guys. We are looking so forward to having you guys in the family, guys and gals, and making money together, trading together, enjoying this whole thing that we all love, the markets. Starting right now. We'll see you tomorrow. But I think that it's time for the Benzinga boys to get some sleep because we got a big day of work tomorrow. So I want to thank everyone that's here in chat. Jonathan, Rodrigo, it's been awesome.
Rodrigo's email is right there. So if you have any more questions, reach out to Rodrigo Cerda at benzinga.com. Call his phone number on the screen. Or if you're inside of Benzinga Pro, reach out to us through that blue bubble in the bottom right corner. It's been fun as always, everyone.
Great. And I do want to mention really quickly here, I come from a trading background, and when you and I talk for anything that you need, questions or help, I do try to empathize as much as I can with you because I was a trader as well. I am a trader. So I'm pretty vocal about it here as well. So I'm on your side of the boat. If you guys ever have any feedback on how we can continue to improve the product to make it better, please let us know. We're very big on that. This tool is for you. So let us know if you want to see anything else. And we always want to continue improving the product.
And we got a question really quick. Just one last person. Mark asked, what is the price at 50% off? So that's 50% off the annual price of the Benzinga Pro Options Mentorship Program. So that is Benzinga Pro, along with the exclusive chat room with Nic Chahine, who is our resident options expert, the mentor for that program. The normal price is $3,367 per year. With that 50% off, which is today only, that is $1,683. So about $1,600 versus $3,300 for an annual subscription. That 50% applies for the lifetime of your subscription on an annual renewal basis. I will drop the link one more time with that coupon code pre-applied. It's coupon code capital NIC Nick 50, but this link has it pre-applied. So if you go to the page, it will have it there for you. If you decide to join the family, I guarantee that you're going to be happy. And guys, there's that contact information for Rodrigo. If you have questions, feel free to reach out. So that's it. Guys, thanks so much for joining us, staying up late on a Tuesday. I don't even remember what day it is, on a Tuesday night. It's been great.
Absolutely. All right. Have a great night, everybody.
All right,
Take
guys.
care.
Thanks for joining.
See ya.